Hello, baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail, and you might see we have a different team starting off today as well. Reason being is that I'm going to be leveling up characters as I go.
Was temporary.
Look at her drawing in this book here.
Momentary. Gone in the blink of an eye.
I don't understand anything Hanya's saying, and obviously I don't want it explained because just, you know, I don't want to hear, like, her story or anything like that, but, like, some stuff she's saying, I'm kind of like, man, like... You know, she's going through a lot. She's going through a lot, the poor gal. But yeah, we have Hanya and Bronya added to a team with Stella and Luocha, and the reason for this is not because I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great team, because I know I'm not going to be great at making teams right away. I'm just going with characters I think are cool right now. And right now, at this very moment, I wanted to level up Hanya and Bronya, and I put them on a team. I'm just going to try it out. And again, it's not like, since we're doing like companion quests today, I don't think it's going to be too, you know, high stakes. And also, like, at the end of the day, I'd rather level up characters that I really, really like and then eventually learn how to make some good teams out of them, rather than just, like, you know, focus on characters that, like, you know, I should level up, quote unquote. So let's go over here and continue this quest here that was given us by Asta. And this is the unexpected turn of events. Oh, we have to. I remember we have to follow Peppy. This is a quest that we started in a previous mission, and we're going to be doing some, I think 2 companion quests per episode at least, right?
Professor Capote? Are you sure Arlan was here, Peppy?
Peppy's very cute.
Weird. Why would he visit this Casanova?
Casanova? Natasha said his name was Capote. Like, I guess people can use Casanova as a way of saying someone who's, like, is, like, trying to, like, woo people all the time.
Look at all his fans.
Right.
Need I say more?
Or someone who is, like, very popular with, you know, people romantically, I guess.
Behold, the winner of the most awesome researcher contest.
Is he upsetting you? Asta, do you not like this guy? Do you want me to get him? I can get him.
It's better if I don't show my face. See if you can get some intel out of him.
Sure. But, like, Asta, if you need me to beat this guy up... Oh, he didn't do anything wrong. I don't care. He should have upset you. Whatever he did.
I must confess that I too was terrified. Petrified even. But there remained a light in my heart. A light that led me onward.
Okay.
That light was the happy smiles on all your faces.
Okay, so he's a bit of a he's a bit of a charmer.
Master Capote thinks about
Oh god. Looks skeptical. Why not? Let's do it for Asta.
Oh, it's you. Long time no see. Are you okay? You look troubled. That's quite a wrinkled brow.
Well, we've talked to Capote before, I guess. I think, like, here's the thing, like, I'm gonna forget some characters, especially NPC characters and names, as we go through the missions. Please remind me always.
Come, join the others and listen to me recount the tale of the Legion's invasion. I'm sure your memory of the events will dispel your worries.
Wait, what? Join the others and listen to me recount the tale of Legion's invasion. Sure, your memory of the events was. I don't know. I think that we're you know, it was a very traumatic time, but I think we're probably not too bad, I guess. That sounds bad. I'm saying, like, it's not a big deal. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying that it's more just a case of, like, you know, we've been through so many horrifying and terrifying events since then that, like, listening to someone talk about the events that happened on the ship isn't going to help us whatsoever. We've seen things beyond your imagination now.
The Antimatter Legion barely missed me, and that's when I saw your faces. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Oh my god. Butter. He's buttering him up. Butter what Mesmer look skeptical and scoff.
Still troubled? You must be ill. You look pale and your pupils are gray.
Jesus.
That's fine. I, Capote, never waver in my support. I shall double my efforts to heal your heart.
No. I was thinking, like, oh, maybe he's not that bad. I get it. It's not like he's evil or anything. It's just like a bit like, come on, man. So do we have to like be nice to him? Is that what we have to
Legion
do?
barely missed me.
We have to be nice to him, I think.
Aha! I see you no longer look troubled. There is only one word to describe your expression. Enlightenment.
Okay.
Such is the power of my rhetoric. It creates an energy that uplifts the soul.
You've asked the Capote about Arlan. By the way, I hope it doesn't make it sound like
Yes. I know him. After all, my
Oh?
calling is to light up the heart of every person on the space station.
Then why are you acting so shaky?
As to his current location,
Yeah, I want to make it clear. I don't think this guy's like a bad dude or anything like that. Like, I just know that like Asta's annoyed by him, and like I can see why. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, I'm not personally like, oh, like I hate this guy or anything like that, right? It's just like, oh god, you're rolling your eyes a little bit at what he's saying and stuff like that. It's very clear that he's like, you know, very much leaning into the idea of having fans. Which again, there's nothing wrong with having people that adore you and people that like you in this case as well. But like, you know, it's like it doesn't seem. How do I say it? It doesn't seem genuine, right? When he's like, in the way he says it, the tone of how he says it, and then as soon as there's like a little bit of disapproval, someone doesn't see, like, doesn't like him in a very doesn't adore him the way other people does. He goes, "Oh, you look sick. Oh, you're feeling down." You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, it has to be some reason why you don't like him. You know?
forgive me, but I cannot tell.
You can tell me.
Insert dramatic pause and sudden drama here.
Okay.
The most important word in my life is principle. Huh? Without principle, what difference would there be between a person and a mechanical arm?
Great voice acting, though.
Last time he said the most important word in his life was illumination.
You see what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't feel genuine.
We need to update Master Capote's life wiki.
Okay.
This will be version 12.0 of his life keyword.
I do think that's funny though. Like that they adore him so much that they're not even seeing it as like, you know, him like being him like I guess like what like not actually having what do you call it, a keyword? Not actually having like a life keyword. I keep getting confused on the terms here. Yeah, his life. The most important word in his life is principle, and it changes apparently every single time, and it's changed 12 times. And they're like, man, we gotta update his wiki.
Anyway, I do not lie. I can tell you that I did indeed meet Arlan recently, and I know where he went.
Where'd he go?
Regrettably, I already swore on my life that I, Capote, would never tell anyone Captain Arlan's secret.
Exaggerate the urgency and importance of the situation. Spare no effort in praising. That seems like it will work.
Seems like you already know what kind of person
Yes,
I am.
I do. I definitely do.
Captain Arlan had a similar expression to yours when he found me. He was anxious and desired an answer. But answers are not easy to give. Besides, he wanted to master a trial of the heart that would thoroughly change him, and that would be even more difficult.
Interesting.
You can't even imagine the difficulty of the trial. I was tired merely from the act of imitating that way of talking with him. Thankfully, he...
No.
More.
We almost got you there.
His words match Arlan's work plan records. Seems like he does have key information.
Give us the key information or we hit you with a bat. You asked Capote about the trial of the heart.
I didn't say that. Did you mishear it?
There's no way the great Capote would speak or would have a moment where they would say the wrong words or anything, no?
What I said was, life is a trial, and you need to be true to yourself.
What do you think about that, researchers?
So, I know nothing about anything you said about Captain Arlan. I need to head to a meeting now. Can we talk later?
I can't let him get away like this. If he doesn't want to tell me, then...
Threaten Capote with dismissal from the space station. Tempt Capote with a promotion? Honestly, the first one, I wonder if the second one is more appealing to him because like it feeds his ego a little bit.
Don't joke about that. Promotions have a strict assessment process.
So maybe we have to threaten him.
I did hear that the space station gives special benefits to morally upstanding researchers, but those are just rumors. Even the oldest staff have never witnessed it.
Stop looking down on Master Capote. He's not the kind of person you think he is.
Man, like, I'm just like, in fairness, wrathful researcher, I am judging him based on what my friend has given an energy of that he is annoying to her, or she doesn't like him, and also I'm judging him based on like a preliminary conversation. So you know what? You're not too wrong. You know what I mean? You're not too wrong. I am being judgmental a little bit, you know, but I think it's okay based on the conversation we've had so far.
Master Capote's Life Wiki version 4.0. Master Capote doesn't care about rank. Everyone knows that.
Oh dear Lord.
Even if you promoted Master Capote to acting lead researcher, he wouldn't tell you about the trial.
So he told you about the trial?
Indeed. I won't forsake my precious morality for something so base. How could you
Why does this voice sound so familiar?
Terrible. You're not just lost, my friend. You've completely strayed from the narrow path. I need to give you a thorough education on human ethics.
Ethics?
You'll need to sit down and go over it slowly.
Well, no. Okay. Okay. At first, I was like, he's not wrong. It's pretty unethical to offer a promotion in exchange for information. But then, like, he did the slowly thing, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna threaten him to get off the ship.
Master Capote. We'll fix this injustice for you ourselves.
Calm down. You've been surrounded by Master Capote's fan club. Listen to the frustrating long lecture to gradually forget what you're going to ask. Oh my god, this is like a freaking choose your own adventure minigame.
Wow, the cringe is. I need to remember what I came here for.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, or maybe I did.
They went through everything with you? I'm sure you reflected deeply on your actions. Well, I'll pretend I never heard the things you said. Think before you act.
We're talking about ethics here? Have your ethics changed?
Of course. If you haven't reflected enough, we can always talk more in private. Right now, I need to hurry to a meeting.
I can't let him get away like that.
Yeah.
To utter such a threat?
Yeah, and I mean it.
Listen here. Leaving aside the fact that you don't have the right to dismiss me, I wouldn't yield even if lead researcher Asta, no, if Madame Herta herself commanded me.
Does anyone get the vibe of Herta that if I went to Herta right now and was like, can we get rid of Capote? She'd be like, Capote? Yeah, sure. You know what I mean? Like I know like she's really good at her job, but like imagine if Stella was like, hey, like, because she's helping her all the simulation stuff. Hey, Capote's annoying me. It's like, oh yeah, just tell him to go. You know what I mean?
Threaten to kill me while you're at it.
Sure.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. I will not yield.
Master Capote is so courageous. We're so lucky to be his fans.
Dear Lord.
He said the exact same thing when he promised Captain
Okay,
Arlan.
come on now. Look, you promised Captain Arlan something. We want to find Arlan.
That's the part about not yielding. It's making me tear up.
I'm gonna print out the transcript of the conversation as soon as I get back today. The fan club needs to recite and memorize it.
Okay, whatever floats your boat, I suppose.
Transcript. They recorded Arlan's conversation with Capote?
Oh,
I
fantastic.
didn't think a clue like that would suddenly pop up.
Yes. So now we have to get it out of these guys. Will we pretend like we're in like the fan
This
club or
is the one
something?
who mentioned the transcript just now.
Hey, you've been talking Master Capote's ear off this whole time. Do you want to join the fan club?
Of course.
I bet you do. You wouldn't have known about Captain Arlan's meeting with Master Capote unless you had an interest.
Oh my god, he's my favorite.
You even memorized the internal testing content for version 12.0 of Master Capote's Life Wiki.
Yes.
You must be one of those super fans that stayed under the radar. We've been careless.
Yes.
We're on the same side after all. Here, this is our latest welcome bundle for new members of the fan club. And I'll toss in an updated version of Master Capote's Life Wiki.
Sure.
Oh, he looks really cool in the new limited edition snapshots.
Yes. That was so funny. Honestly, we got a copy of his wiki. No, legitimately so fun. Such a fun conversation. Like, yeah, like you can tell why Asta doesn't like him and why he's probably a bit of annoying to be around. You can barely even talk to him without his group of characters here telling him to interrupting everything. But that's such a funny interaction. Again, like it adds. I feel like I know like it's like one of those little things, but to me it adds to the station quite a bit. Having like knowing that there's a researcher in the station that genuinely like has fans. Even a tiny thing like Asta's annoyed by him. Like to me, that shows like there's like a conflict between researchers, like there are in most workplaces. You get annoyed by some of your workmates, and not only that, but like there is like a love for like research that a lot of these researchers have, that they look up to other researchers in very like weird and interesting ways as well. I don't know. I think everything that happens in this has happened in the station so far, whether it be us like repairing stuff down in the other areas of the ship. Saving people from different areas of the ship, checking out what other people's jobs are on the ship. Like, remember that we looked at the repairman who repairs all the electronics. All this stuff to me is like super, super cool. Like, it all adds to making this ship feel like it is a real place, and very like feels very grounded in a way. Okay, so I pretended to be a fan, and I got this stuff very easily. Asta.
What's next on the agenda?
Oh God, I thought that was like cutting through the screen there. Did you encounter some problems? We got plenty of clues. You told Asta about what just happened and the clues you found. Man, this is awesome. This is really awesome.
What happened to you, Arlan? Why did you have to get that sleazy Capote to help you with a trial?
And that's what's worrying her. It's the idea that Capote is a bit sleazy, and like, you know, I guess like it's like, okay, why would he turn to him? Let's look at these materials first. I will not say that in front of Asta. The Capote does have something about him.
I guess that's our starting point.
Read the fan reply card. Look at the limitation snapshot. So I guess yeah.
His handwriting looks familiar.
Oh really?
Is it Arlen's? Against the scorching sun, a beautiful flower will never endure. Within my fair embrace, my love for you is tender and pure.
Whoa. Arlen's writing this?
Yuck, so slimy. It does sound like Capote.
Oh, it's a fan reply card. Okay. Look at the limited edition snapshot.
Looks like a candid shot, but surely he knew it was being taken. It's autographed.
It's one of those shots where it's like, let's look natural, like with my cup of tea or something. Which again, I have nothing against that whatsoever. I think that it's always very cute to see someone like who takes like a picture. You know, hey, take my picture as I'm, sipping my tea, and it always looks good. So it's like, okay, why not?
There's a figure that's not quite in the shot. Oh, is that Arlan?
Arlen's in the shot?
So Arlan did go to see Professor Capote. This is the evidence.
And read the Life Wiki version, 12.0.
Even the space station handbook doesn't get updated this frequently. Is this an audio transcript?
The following is a transcript of a recording. Capote, come on, Captain Arlan. You have to get into the role. I'm sorry, Professor, I just can't think of you as an overbearing boss. Close your eyes and try to feel it. After all, this is your trial of the heart. Listen to my instructions and let's try again. Arlan, come to my office. Time waits for no one, and every minute of my time is precious. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm coming right over. Wrong! Big mistake, Captain Arlan. You can't just be so submissive. If you were tasked with something beyond your scope of work, would you also take off immediately like you just did? Oh dear, if you want to learn how to handle an overbearing boss, it looks like your heart is going to have to put in some serious trading. We have enough clues?
So, trial of the heart means knowing how to deal with an overbearing boss.
Just wait.
So that's
No, but like when he was like hiding your funds and helping you not spend your funds and stuff like that and keeping control of your funds, I felt like it was more just like he did care. Maybe it isn't about you.
I need to talk to him.
Oh,
Let's hurry up and find him.
I can tell Arlan cares, right?
Peppy, it's your turn again.
Would you guys agree? I think Arlan cares about Asta in a way that's like feels like the like sensible younger brother vibe. You know what I mean? You know, like the younger brother who actually feels like the older brother in their sibling like dynamic, you know? It feels like that to me. So we're gonna follow Peppy again. Oh, to here. Yeah, I don't want her feeling bad either, you know what I mean? Look how cool Hanya looks, man. It's insane. Oh, but she's like painting the... That is so cool. Holy hell. I want to look at this. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Peppy. Let's go. So, Peppy, what you do for a living? Yeah. Sick. Is that Dan Heng? My husband. Dan Heng. I know that jacket anywhere. I know that stance. I know those pants. I know that hair.
It's Dan Heng and the security department staff. There are still remnants of the Antimatter Legion in the space station. Let's go help them.
My boyfriend, my husband. Oh, because this is our first time using these characters. I probably should have checked the thing a bit, but it's okay. We'll try stuff out here anyway. We'll read it after this as well, but let's see what the moves look like. Oh my god. I know she has like break abilities as well, so we'll have to check out that too. Calvin, you picked a character without looking at the abilities? Yes, I looked at the design and said, those two are cool. I looked at Bronya and said, I adore Bronya.
Lend me your strength.
Nice shot.
The Ten Lords' favor grants victory.
Look at the way he's so attentive as well. Just looks when we're... Look at this. He knows. Very attentive. Look at this. Look at this. Gonna get a job at watchmojo.com to do top 10 prettiest Dan Hengs. Number 1, Dan Heng. I'm here to protect a friend's secret. I'm here to find a lost friend.
Then be careful. There's still Legion remnants in the area.
Sure. Thank you so much, Dan Heng. Always being very supportive and careful about things.
Arlan isn't here right now, so we need to step up the space station.
Ah, okay.
Spare no effort and stay focused.
Yes, Brother Dan Heng.
Oh my god. This is... I said this in like a Genshin video recently with like Sino. Like one of the things that happened with Sino is that like Sino is like... And again, Dan Heng's always like really like smart and his input is always so important, right? But like this is one of those moments where it's like our pretty Dan Heng, he's our helpful friend, you know, he's our guy, he's on our team and stuff like this. And then you see him at work, like, and I mean at work without us, and it's like, oh, he's really important, you know what I mean? Check out the call, check out you called the shots, you know what I mean? Yeah, I want to say this.
I'm only helping Arlan. You're here to look for him, right? He's with March.
I'm not complaining. You were doing such a good job calling the shots.
But I suggest you don't bother him. He's given himself a personal
Oh,
trial.
so you know about this too?
Brother Arlan's special trial? He's a man among men, a lion among tigers. He's already reached great heights, but still he wants to improve.
That's good. That's admirable, right? That's very admirable.
That trial. I bet it's even more intense than physical training. And Brother Arlan already challenges himself to the limit in that department. He runs 21,358
Whoa.
meters around the space station every day. An eagle among wolves. Always so hard on himself.
So he has, he's always like, I guess, critiquing himself? What kind of trial is
I
it?
think it must have something to do with the mind. He probably found a waterfall and asked Ms. March to lower the temperature to freezing.
Oh my god. He brought March with him, he's saying? I know that's not like what actually
Brother
happened.
Arlan's trial wouldn't be as simple as just standing under a waterfall. I think he wants to learn fighting skills from Ms.
Wait, so is March involved in this?
They're not correct.
Okay.
But not wrong either. Arlan came to me to learn how to manage pressure from his boss.
Oh, interesting. And like that's actually very cute. To me, that's very cute that you go to Dan Heng and like have the trust of Dan Heng to like find out how to do this, right? I know he also went to Capote, but like I feel like Dan Heng would like have way better input, you know?
So I sent him to March. If
No.
he can manage her,
No.
then he has nothing to fear.
No. That is so freaking cute. Dan Heng's, that's how he probably sees March. Because of course they adore each other, right? And they're very, their dynamic is so fun between March and Dan Heng. But like I love that he's like, if you can deal with March, you can deal with anyone. Like that's how he sees her. He's a bear among horses.
That might be a metaphor too.
That's so cute.
Brother
Brother Arlan runs like a horse and fights like a bear. I think that's a great metaphor.
Yeah.
Arlan and I decided to switch our assignments. He went
Whoa.
with March to investigate a suspicious crystal, and I've taken up his patrol.
Why is this cute to me? Why? I know this is like two people who do their job very well and are working very hard, but for some reason I'm like, I think it's cute.
That's all?
I think it's cute. Did Arlan leave anything with you?
He gave me a pass for access across the space station while on patrol.
I found a broken ceiling tile. This mark, it must be from where Brother Arlan
So they all
smashed
think
it down.
they all look up to Arlan a lot.
Move aside. What kind of clue is that? This floor tile I found is way better. Look at the footprint. It's the right size, not to mention the angle of motion. This is proof of Brother Arlan in combat.
Of the mirror, did Arlan mention what that meant?
He said he read an anonymous handwritten journal in the space station. It contained 36 different strategies to do with managing pressure from one's boss.
Okay.
It also contained some information on trials. Firstly, trial of the heart. One needs to acknowledge the pressure in one's heart, and only then can one face it.
So you have to look inward before you can face outwards?
Secondly, trial of the mirror. Like a mirror's reflection, one needs to personally experience the pressure others feel in a job in order to understand it.
Okay, so like having a better perspective on what other people do as well and what other people feel as well?
Lastly, trial of the self. One places oneself within that pressure to complete a transformation. I believe he came to me to complete the trial of the mirror.
Okay. I think that's like all very like all very interesting to me because like I feel like what Arlan's doing here is like a big effort into like gaining perspective on his job, I guess, and and even perspective on other people's work as well and how they feel. And I feel like that's not totally wrong, right? I guess like maybe if I'm misinterpreting it, but like I feel like sometimes if you to understand like how to deal with like certain situations, understanding how other people feel in their position as well is not a bad idea. Do you know why Arlan is undertaking this trial?
No, he didn't say, and I didn't ask.
Very Dan Heng, honestly.
Brother Arlan doesn't need a reason to improve himself. You don't understand him at all.
Honestly, like I love that like this space station has like different fan groups for different like researchers.
Brother Arlan is a fierce fighter with an eye for detail. If you don't understand his reason for doing things, maybe that's because you're too zoomed in.
Probably.
He's just staying ahead of the game is all. He's the space station's cold-hearted hawk. The security department's alpha wolf.
I don't have any other questions. But yeah, let's look over this again just to make sure I'm like getting this as well. So he said, the trial of the heart is the one to acknowledge the pressure in one's heart, and only then can one face it. So that's acknowledging what's in your heart, and then you can truly face outwards, right? Secondly, the trial of the mirror. Look at the mirror's reflection. One needs to personally experience the pressure of others feel in a job to understand it. I feel like this would be really good for someone who does have to like maybe delegate stuff as well. Because like if you're someone who has to delegate work, understanding the workload you give to someone is pretty important. And the trial of the self, one places oneself within that pressure to complete a transformation. To me, this sounds like something that would be really good for a boss to do, right? Like, to me, like, if you're a boss, like, let's say you own like a I don't know, I'm gonna say like, let's say you own like a factory of some kind, like that makes, I don't know, anything, I don't know, some cheese factory or something like that. And I think like it would make sense for like the boss to be like, hey, like I'm gonna try out this machine today and see how it works. I asked you to do this machine today, and then they go, oh man, I asked you to do this machine and this as well. No, that's too hard. You're gonna only do this one, and I'll get someone else to do this. And I feel like that would help you understand that as well. But I feel like in this case as well, it's also understanding when he says the pressure in your heart as well. It's also understand how you're feeling about this too. Fully understand how you're feeling about this. And then, but I feel like the mirror to me is so good. Like the idea, I think that's the best one to me. I know it's not a choice, but like I think the idea of like understand how other people feel in their job is such a good idea. Yeah, I really do.
If you want to find Arlan, just contact March.
Sure thing. Can I say how cool it is as well? That like almost like canonically, no, not even almost canonically. Yeah, canonically. Like what's so cool about this is that like Arlan, that, you know, we're so used to having Dan Heng and March with us on those missions, but in these companion quests, it's just like us and like another character. Dan Heng is like doing his job, you know? March is off doing her own thing as well. It makes it feel so grounded and so real. It's so cool.
Job pressure? How to manage your
Oh,
boss?
don't get inside your own head. Don't.
Arlan, I'm sorry.
Oh, Asta.
I never knew I was giving you so
There's gonna be like some different explanation for this. Calm down. Let's look at the clues first.
I need to feel the pressure he's feeling so I can understand what it's all about.
Here's the thing, even if that's not the case and he's doing this for a different reason, right? I don't think that's a bad idea for a boss to like put yourself in a worker's shoes ever. You know what I mean? I think it's actually like would give you great perspective. Arlen's ID pass.
Oh, there's a photo of Peppy on the pass.
Oh my god, you sound so sad.
I got Arlan to look after Peppy because I thought they got along, but is that giving him too much extra pressure?
She kind of breaks my heart, but I have to believe that like there's some misunderstanding here, right? There has to be.
Maybe he printed out Peppy's picture as a way of forcing himself to remember his responsibility.
She is so down. Broken ceiling tile.
Look how smashed up the ceiling tile is. Arlan must have bottled up his frustration and had no way of releasing it, so he took it out on the monsters.
She is internalizing all of this, right? Every bit of this is, and again, that's how like anxiety works like that. You know, it really does. And if we could figure out that if there is a misunderstanding, you're gonna sleep like a baby tonight, okay? You're gonna sleep like a baby, Asta. Not always. I understand, like with anxiety. I'm just talking about like for me. Like I say it all the time, but like if you know, we all have anxiety, but like some people obviously have anxiety, like disorders and stuff like that, and that's obviously like a big deal as well. But I feel like, you know, for me, whenever I have like high days of like anxiety of like what's gonna happen here, you know, is this gonna happen, and then like it all passes and everything's okay, I feel exhausted. I feel relief, but there's like an exhaustion to it. You know what I mean? And that's all I meant. Footprint.
It's Arlan's shoe size, all right? And this actually came from a pair of shoes I bought for
You
him.
bought him shoes. That's so cute.
Maybe even these shoes are
No,
painful shadows for him.
Asta. Let's skip the clues for now.
Yeah, we need to find Arlan quickly. I need to apologize to him in person. Peppy, let's get
This
going.
is like genuinely like adorable, like how she's feeling this way. You know, and like I understand, like it is this high anxiety moment where it's like you're putting all these clues together in your head and you don't have the actual like person to, you know, answer that fully. You know what I mean? See you later, Dan Heng. I'm gonna miss you. See you on the next planet, right? Possibly. That's probably where we're gonna see each other next. Okay. See ya. You say something? No? You said stay? I said goodbye. Oh, okay. Good. Bye? As in stay here? Okay, let's go. Where are we going next? Oh, okay. The railway platform. Interesting. Enter safe zone. Go on, Peppy. Peppy's adorable. I think the reason probably he printed off a picture of Peppy is because, like, how could you not have a picture of Peppy
Looking at a photo of her.
in, like, your wallet? You know what I mean? Peppy's adorable. Where is she? Oh, there she is, March. You know what I mean? Having these characters here just working and doing stuff is just, like, it actually is very, very, like, fun. It makes them feel very grounded to me.
What a cute doggy! Oh, you're here too.
Yeah, we're here too. How you doing, March? Is Arlan on with you? Nice of you to acknowledge the canine before me. No, we're not going to put the... No, I understand. Look at Peppy. Are you kidding me? Look at Peppy. Like, I understand.
He was, but not anymore. He wanted to go investigating on his own, so I let him.
Okay. Did he mention anything about a trial?
He kept harping on about Dan Heng being a true
Whoa.
warrior or something. Oh, he did say that completing an assignment with me would help him complete the final trial.
The final? Oh, so you were part of the final trial.
It felt like he learned a lot from me. Then again, every everyone has a lot to learn from me.
Oh my god, she's a sweetheart. Why did you split up? And yes, everyone does have a lot to learn from you. Honestly, I genuinely believe if you brought March 7th out and just showed her to everyone, right, in the world, I'm pretty sure that everyone would have at least one good day to themselves. Why did you split up?
We were investigating suspicious crystals together, but he said it was all pointless if he couldn't transform himself.
Does he mean figuratively?
I could tell he was giving himself a lot of pressure, so I gave him a suggestion.
What's that?
I told him actions speak louder than words when you want to prove yourself. I was just thinking out loud, really. I had no idea what kind of trial he was doing. But when he heard that, he said Mr. Dan Heng was right. And then he just left. I took a photo of him. He was doing one of those tough guy walks.
Oh, the way March describes a tough guy walk.
Come to think of it, maybe I shouldn't have left him alone. Take me with you if you're going after
Come on. Sure. Absolutely adorable, though. Can we check out this? Brother is definitely a bear amongst horses. His figure is so cool. Honestly, that is quite like adorable. That she was like again, it seems very March to be like, oh, he's doing a tough guy walk. I better take a picture of him. Let's go. Where's the mission target now? Is it? Oh, it's over here. We could walk there, but we could also just do this. Oh, there's an enemy over here too. Oh, this is where we fought the big boy enemy, right? Yeah. So okay, let's read what our characters do really quick, right? Just like we'll do the very, very quick. Is that? Do I have? Is that little Bronya on the thing? Do I have little did I give Bronya this one, and maybe I should have given the other one? Ah, well, we can swap back and forward. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe I'm wrong. That is Bronya. So Bronya should probably have her one, right? I guess we can swap it over. Let me just check out the details here. So in terms of her abilities, in the quickest sense, when an ally targets, our talent is when an ally target uses a basic attack, skill, or ultimate on an enemy target inflicted with burden,
Sister?
the damage dealt is increased. Attacks the enemy after entering battle, applies burden equivalent to that. Okay, so it applies burden.
Maybe not.
Deals physical damage to an enemy and applies burden to them. For every 2 basic attack, skills, or ultimates allies use on an enemy with burden, allies recover 1 skill point. Okay.
Sister?
And then we have increased allies' speed and attack. That sounds pretty freaking sick. We know what you do at this point, I guess, to an extent. Oh, we can also get, yeah, we can claim this. Perfect. And then Bronya is, after this character uses basic attack, then their next action will be advanced forward, so they get an extra turn, I guess. Increase attack and crit damage for all allies. Technique increase, after this character uses technique, increase all allies' attack at the start of the next battle. That's pretty freaking sick. So can we do double, does that stack with Hanya? Does that stack with Hanya? Wrong button. Skill, dispel 1 debuff from a single ally, increases the damage they deal, and allows them to immediately take action. That's pretty freaking sick as well. So I might swap over the light cones then if that's like, it seems like that's supposed to be hers, right? No offense to Hanya. But like, I feel like that's probably what you should do and match them, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Fair enough. Oh, it's over here. I can see it over there, actually. But I kind of want to do a battle. Wait, should we use the techniques first? Hold on.
Yield.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Hey, wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, there we go. Hey, you said you weren't gonna fight. I lied. I lied hard.
This is serious.
So this applies burden to a character.
Recount.
But it's probably not going to matter too much.
Let's settle this.
This is our chance. Rules.
I guess like we're going to not find out for a bit how damaging this stuff is until we get into like a bigger battle, but like, you know, it will be cool to eventually get like a support character. We can, you know, to like, cuz again, we can use support here.
Lend me your strength.
And look at that boost. Look at that boost. Insane. Look at all those stats up. All those stats.
Shall take back what we lost.
Bronya's hair is really pretty, isn't it?
I read that a Stellaron's internal fluctuations will cause a fragmentum to appear.
All right.
Did Arlan?
Go into the
Hey,
fragmentum?
relax. I've seen plenty of Stellarons. It'll be fine.
Right.
I hope Arlan is safe.
So find Arlan? In the electrical room? He literally is right there. Wait 1 second, let's get this. Should we activate this just in case we're going into a battle?
Lady Asta, why are you all here? I've never seen anything like this before. It looks like some kind of new entity. It must have mutated after being corroded.
Adorable voice acting, by the way. Okay, we're going to a battle.
The smell of sin. I shall be the judge.
You chose the wrong enemy. Received
It's so interesting using a different team for the first time as well, right?
Eternal sleep is not the dead return.
And now we have this as well.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength.
The music as well is so sick also.
Rules are made to be broken.
Nice shot as well, isn't it? A nice attack boost for yourself there.
Recount.
Oh yeah, we have to turn off fast forward. We get to see her enhancement ability for everyone.
The 10 Lords decree. Hereby.
Oh my
ordained.
god, she looks so sick. Oh my god, she looks so sick. I adore her to pieces. I really do. She's awesome. Let's do a restore.
Abyss flower, bloom.
I will remember your kindness.
Let's make it quick.
And we have a break damage as well.
There's always a weakness.
Support. I guess we could like put support in ourselves here as well, right?
With me.
And then use our
We've
ability.
entered the storm.
Let's go. Look at all the soldiers. She is a respected commander.
Guard and defend.
She's so respected.
Crush them.
That looks so awesome.
I shall be the judge.
Honestly, this team ain't bad. This team ain't bad at all. But then again, that wasn't probably not like the hardest boss in the world, you know? How's everything going, Arlan?
Are you okay, my lady?
My lady. My lady.
Arlan, Lady Asta? Why are you crying? Are you hurt?
See, okay, I has to be misunderstanding it. Look at Arlan.
I'm sorry. Huh?
It's all my fault. I've been putting too much on your plate, and that's why you looked up ways to manage the pressure.
Oh no, I don't look at he looks kind of, oh my god, he's so adorable.
I honestly didn't realize that these things would bring you so much stress. I just want to say
Oh, look at her face is getting all red as well. Very interesting side of Asta, right?
My lady,
He sounds confused.
you didn't give me any pressure.
There we go. Come on, Arlan.
Arlan, you don't need to hide this from me any longer. She and I know all about the trials you're putting yourself through. If you can't forgive me right now, then I'll reflect further and find a way to prove that I'm willing to change.
But, my lady...
Firstly, your trial of the heart. You went to Professor Capote and asked him to simulate conversations with you so you could better understand
He
your
looks so
problem.
confused, right?
And the evidence is...
We have to give the evidence?
Firstly, your trial of the heart. You went to Professor Capote, and the evidence is...
The evidence is this one here? Because he's in the snapshot?
This limited edition snapshot. This was taken by a member of the Master Capote fan club less than 24 hours ago. In other words, you went to find Professor Capote today and stopped responding to messages in the same time window.
I love that she went from like crying to be like judge.
This is just... No need to launch your defense. We haven't got to the core.
Oh god.
This evidence is a...
Wait, so I guess the fan reply? I thought he was in the picture, no?
This handwritten fan reply card. This is your handwriting, Arlan. No need to explain. This is Professor Capote's autograph, all right. But you can't hide your handwriting. The way you join your letters is no different to your childhood diary entries.
And of course she remembers this.
I did write this for Professor Capote.
You're head of the security department. You don't have anything to do with Professor Capote. Why did you suddenly start writing his reply cards for him, Don't go spilling the beans just yet. This evidence is...
Wait, so it's the wiki?
Do we have anything better?
This one?
Master Capote's life wiki version.
I don't know if this is the strongest one, is it?
This transcript records what you asked Capote to help you with. Here, we can see a bossy manager and you being asked to do things outside of your job description. Clearly, Professor Capote is unlikely to master my speech or mannerisms anytime soon. Oh, but the content is the key here. I am the source of your pressure.
My lady, I did speak to Professor
The way he says my lady with it is so sweet.
I did ask him some things, but they had nothing to do with you. I've never experienced any pressure with you.
I'm so glad this is a misunderstanding.
Oh, Arlan, won't you accept my
And she's like, no, please, I would need to apologize.
I'll just have to show you more evidence. We know the essence of your trial of the heart, and we also know that you asked Dan Heng to help you complete the trial of the mirror. I'm so sorry, Arlan. Until I spoke with Dan Heng, I never realized how much pressure was on your shoulders.
Miss, I really don't.
Hold it. I have
More evidence. I guess we're going to present all these as well. I think what's happening with Asta now is that, like, she has an idea in her head and she wants to apologize to make, to feel better about all this stuff, and that because she feels terrible what she did, right? I'm not just saying, oh, she wants to feel better about it. You know what I mean? It's just this thing where, like, she can't accept that it might not be true because in her mind, her whole thing is like, I need to make it up to him. I need to apologize to him, right? And it's hard to get out of that mindset once you're in it.
Your ID pass. This isn't just any old station pass, is it? Huh? There's a very important photo.
See, again, she's going to stretch with the idea of having Peppy in it, right?
A photo of Peppy.
Lady Asta,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
It's the prettiest dog ever.
No,
so
no,
cute.
Arlan. You don't need to find excuses for your actions. Maybe you've actually convinced yourself.
I think you've convinced yourself, Asta, at this stage, honestly.
The combination of your simulated conversations with Capote and the entry in your work log about playing holodisc with Peppy, it points to one thing. Me getting you to look after Peppy is the greatest source of your stress.
I genuinely think it's just you like Peppy.
You even printed out a photo of Peppy to constantly remind yourself to look after him.
And like, here's the thing, I don't want to laugh because, right, it's supposed to be very comedic, right? And also at the same time, I feel bad for Asta because, again, we all know what it's like to get inside our own head like this. We do.
I know exactly what message you're trying to drill into yourself by sticking this photo under your pass. Arlan, taking Peppy out to play is an assignment from lead researcher Asta. You better throw that holodisc like it's a full-on discus. If you spare any effort, Lady Asta will find out and
No, nobody would think this.
My lady, don't you think that's a long thought to think? Lady Asta, please! wouldn't do any of these trials because
Yeah.
I always try to complete every assignment you give me, regardless of whether it's within my job description. I really like taking Peppy.
Like, that sounds like an amazing job.
Asta, I don't think Arlan is upset.
Neither do I at all.
But Arlan doesn't have any other bosses. Who else would it be? March, he asked to accompany you so he could learn how to manage his stress, right?
What? Arlan wanted to go on assignments just to experience stress?
Well, that's what Dan Heng was thinking.
Phew. Good thing I let him go alone. My calming influence would have ruined his
You tell him.
dream.
You tell him, March. You tell him.
Guess I made the right decision.
Absolute
after
sweetheart.
all.
She has a calming influence on me. Dan Heng was right. No. Well, he was right about why he set her off, but like, honestly, like, I think that's just their dynamic together.
What did he say? That I'm good at solving people's
Yeah,
problems?
he says you're lovely and amazing and everything is good.
Arlan, all I want you to understand is how sincerely I'm reflecting on
She's
my
so in her own
actions.
head right now, which is very, it's
Accept my
understandable.
apology.
She made a mountain out of a molehill and she put a lot of stuff together that didn't go together.
But, my lady, stop! Arlan, I understood the level of stress you're dealing with as soon as I saw this photo.
Photo of Arlan's back. Oh my god, the cool guy walk.
Didn't I take that photo?
I'm always giving you tasks and assignments, but I never actually see how you take to the battlefield. When I saw this photo, and I saw you fighting alone just now, I'm just sorry that I gave you the stress of all my private affairs on top of an already stressful
I don't
job.
think he sees it that way.
Please, forgive me, Arlan.
Yeah, I don't know if he sees it that way.
My lady, I'm very...
And that's very sweet of you to say, Arlan, as well.
I started this trial because of Madame Herta.
Okay, makes sense. Makes perfect sense, actually.
What?
That does make kind of sense.
Whenever she's back on the space station, Madame Herta assigns me things outside the security department remit.
Asta, you know that makes sense.
Even if I dare to refuse, I wouldn't know how. She's just too overbearing. Whether it's helping her test some new specimen or looking for ancient documents I've never even heard of. Assignments like those were okay before the invasion. But now, I need to focus on clearing out any last traces of the Legion.
So he's saying that like these extra tasks they're too stressful now because of all the new stuff that's been happening, which makes sense. Like it's a whole different space station now. There's still Antimatter Legion here.
Aha! So you're trying to learn how to reject Herta and then put it into
Honestly,
practice.
good practice. How to say no is difficult.
I found an anonymous handwritten journal while I was cleaning up. It mentioned 36 different strategies for relieving pressure. That's where I read about the trials.
Of the heart of the mirror of the self.
Yes. There were detailed notes, so I wanted to give them a try.
Those trials really made us to worry. Don't just read any anonymous journal. Did you really think it would help? I won't say this because, like, while Asta's feelings, I never would invalidate her feelings, right? Because, anxieties and getting anxious over things like this I think is very normal, and it happens quite a bit. We could ask, do you really think it would help?
I'm sorry, my lady. I didn't want to bother anyone.
Arlan.
So I didn't mention
Arlan,
it.
you're a sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
So you don't feel pressured around me?
I could sense, and we said this last time, they have a great relationship.
I've never felt
Aw.
pressured around you.
My lady is so amazing too.
All right. It's all a misunderstanding. You two should reflect on your actions.
Yeah, and I think that's very, I think it's a fair thing March says. Like, from Arlan's perspective, maybe letting Asta know where he's gone and what he's, where he is, why he hasn't shown up at a certain point is not a terrible idea. And then from Asta's perspective, I guess, then as well, it's probably maybe, now after this, this very normal feeling that you had of, and by the way, they're both very normal feelings to have, where Arlan wants to go off and, become better at saying no and learn how to say no, and it's something that's bothering him. So that makes perfect sense that he wants to do this. Same with Asta. It makes perfect sense that she would be worried that someone would not like her anymore, or there's something happening with Arlan since he didn't show up and all this stuff. So I think from both sides, they do have to look at their actions and be like, okay, like maybe we could like do a little bit better in how we handle this, I suppose. You need to talk. There it is, communication, right? I think like I watched this show called Smosh Reddit Stories. Smosh reads Reddit stories. One of the things that happens all the time in Smosh reads Reddit stories is that like at the end of like 90% of all those like, am I the arsehole or am I this thing? You know what I mean? Like posts. What you find is that like, I'm not saying I was an asshole here, but what you find in most breakdowns of like relationships or arguments that happen or misunderstandings that happen stem from people not communicating very well. And it can be very difficult to communicate because like I feel like as humans, we tend, like the majority of people don't want to like rock the boat or upset people, right? So we tend to like bottle a lot of things up. But yeah, more communication is always really good.
See, the two of us would never have misunderstandings like this.
March is my gal. Anyway, Dan Heng was right. No. Dan Heng said that you were amazing.
You keep saying that. What did Dan Heng even say?
Again, I think Dan Heng and March like have a really fun like dynamic. So like he's not being mean to her or anything like that.
Thank you for helping Lady Asta. And for coming to find me.
There you go. Like that's such a sweet way of putting it.
You're welcome. Although if you really want to thank me, let me play Hollow Disc with Peppy, please.
Oh my god. Okay. Complete the companion mission. So we completed that. That's awesome. Arlan has become a visitor on the Express. You might come across Arlan when you return to the Express. That's awesome. That's really cool. And we got Peppy? What do you mean we got Peppy? Oh, it's a picture for ourselves? Okay. And we got this as well. So that's awesome. So we sorted out the quest. Again, it was a case of like miscommunication. It happens. It's something that's like very, very normal in a lot of cases. I think that like one of the things that like generally like and we can talk about while we're doing this battle, what tends to happen with like miscommunication and stuff like that is that you have like,
I shall be the judge.
you know, two people that don't want to upset the other. And it ends up like upsetting, you know, or not, I guess it didn't upset Arlan at first. But it ends up like having this like breakdown of like a relationship that like, you know, here like it led to like something very funny and in the end like it worked out. But again, we've all heard about it. And like, again, like I said, I've seen it in Reddit stories. We've seen it in life as well, where people just won't talk to each other and it gets worse and worse and it festers to the point that like, you know, it could really like cause some problems in the future.
I'll see you all.
And I think like, you know, the idea of it festering is a big deal.
Eternal sleep is not the dead return.
Because while like a festering small issue turns into a bigger issue, but I think the thing that I look at from Arlan's perspective is I'm actually like really unbelievably like impressed with how he kind of went about things, to be honest. Like super impressed with how he went about things. I don't mean the lack of communication. I'm saying in the other aspect of like, I really do think that he is fantastic for trying to learn how to say no. Like, I know it's such a small thing, like, but like, I really think like learning how to say no is something that is so, it's a trait that like anyone would like wish to learn. You know what I mean? It definitely is. While Asta as well, I think what this shows between the two of them though is it shows a lot of care between the two of them, and we got that care on full display with these guys. Like it's like he was clearly upset that he upset Asta in any way. He didn't intentionally upset Asta. While on the other side of things, she was upset that there was a possibility that she could have upset Arlan. And to me, that just shows two people that do value each other very much so. You know what I mean? I think it's very, very sweet. We can do like 2 wishes on this, right? Before we go forward. Why not? I was looking for that. Looking for that one. I was looking for that one. We have a lot of stuff that we can wish on as well. Again, I like... If you ask me to wish on someone here, it would be Dr. Ratio. I think he's really, really cool, right? But I think that, like, right now, I think. I guess I'm like just at a place where like I'm kind of like waiting to wish a little bit. I want to level up some characters and stuff like this, and then kind of like get to know some characters more. And I feel like wishing will become even more fun once we get to know all these characters also. So let's go and do Natasha's one, I guess. How are you, Natasha?
I wish you all a journey that is free of illness.
And then, you need help?
You came at a good time. There is something you can help me with.
Sure thing. Anything.
According to my patient records, there are a few that haven't come for their follow-up visits. It happens from time to time, but never as regularly as this. I'm a bit concerned.
I mean, we can help out, right?
Have you heard of the Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society?
No. Sounds like a charitable organization.
Generally speaking, mutual aid societies like these allow patients to share their experiences and support each other. It's a way of countering all the negative emotional effects of being ill. But there might be more to this society than that. I've got a few patients who have started refusing treatment since joining the society. It certainly makes you wonder. The most suspicious part is that no matter how much I ask, no one's ever willing to tell me anything about it. And that's where you might be able to help.
So people, is this kind of like, I guess, like, if people are refusing medical treatment, right? Okay. That's interesting, but I wonder if that's like a detriment to, like, because again, you can't really, yeah, that's probably gonna be a detriment to their health. Right? I know, I know you're like, Calvin, yes, they're not refusing medical treatment, but like, the way they're describing it here, it's like, yeah, they're only talking about the emotional effects of being ill, but not the actual illness itself. So that's gonna be, yeah, that's horrible. God, you want me to go undercover?
It sounds.
No, I get totally what she's saying. Sorry, just like
What I want you to do is actually very simple. Investigate this so-called mutual aid society and find out what exactly they're up to.
Yeah, because like that's not good. That's not good. Like, you know, again, the emotional effects of like a illness. Yes, there are like emotional effects that come along with an illness. There are like stuff that will be that will make you depressed. That will affect you mentally. But the actual physical and health aspects of it need to be addressed before the you know, to actually help with the other aspects of it. Honestly,
if I find out they're preventing me from doing my job, or if they're bringing harm to my patients, I won't just sit on the sidelines.
Natasha says, "What if I actually kill them?"
Can I entrust you with this task?
Sure. No problem. Leave it with me.
This little clinic has huge numbers of patients to deal with every day. If I didn't have you here to help me out, I wouldn't be able to focus on giving them quality care.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
Good luck. I'll be sure to thank you properly when you're back.
Origins of medicine. These companion quests are so cool. They're so fun. I'm actually like a big fan of you know, story quests in games. I know like they're not exactly like story quests in Genshin, but like for me, I love the idea of like getting to know characters a little bit better, or doing a quest that like has like you know, like I guess I don't want to say less like worldly stakes, right? Because they can have worldly stakes sometimes, but like it's more personal stakes, right? Which are still important.
I've seen you in the clinic. You run errands for Natasha, right?
Correct. Well, there goes my cover.
Cover? What are you talking about? Let me guess. Natasha wants you to persuade me to go back for a follow-up visit, right?
Maybe.
What's the use? I'm terminal.
Oh, wow.
Life will be over before I know it.
Oh, Jesus, man. Was that Natasha's diagnosis?
Of course not. I read it in a book.
Oh, no, buddy, no, buddy, no, get back into that clinic, please.
Every book I read has descriptions that match my symptoms exactly. I can diagnose myself with a dozen incurable diseases before I get halfway through.
A lot of people can do that, and that's like when people look up on the internet their freaking symptoms, you know, like, oh, I have back pain, and then the internet goes, you have this and this. You should not do it that way, ever.
For people in my situation, follow-up visit is just a waste of time and money. Not to mention medicine.
This feels very real. You know what I mean? Because yes, I want to say medicine in real life costs too much money in some countries. It costs too much money. So you will have more people having a mentality of like, why should I go to the doctors if it's going to cost this much, you know? But like diagnosing yourself as terminal in this case, you know, it's only going to depress you even more. I'm sure Natasha would like work something out with you. So nothing to do with you joining the Mutual Aid Society then?
Mutual aid what now? What are you talking
So he didn't join this?
What else is there to say? Natasha was seeing me free of charge. She said I could keep a tab running for as long as I liked.
Exactly.
Then pay it back when I had the opportunity.
Oh. So I guess when you're saying I'm too proud, it's the idea that like even though, and that's normal by the way for someone to guess like they see it as like a handout. It's like it feels awkward for them as well, right? I can totally understand. I think a lot of us are like that, where it's like, you know, we don't mind, you know, I think mutual friendship and stuff like that, like, hey, like, I'll you paid for food this time, I'll pay for food next time, you know what I mean? Oh, hey, I'll get the coffees this time. I think that's cool, right? But like, I think, you know, if you're, you know, getting stuff free after, you know, one after the other, it can make you feel, if you are like a proud person, it can make you feel a bit weird, you know? Money's one thing, but life. Appearance is more important than life, I feel you. No, money's one, yeah, I think life is more important.
Don't try and persuade me. I've already thought this through. Dr. Vash never charged me anything either. Natasha's great, but Vash was always
Vash. Who's Dr. Vash?
Natasha's brother. They both used to practice medicine back in Rivertown. I heard he was a top student from the Overworld Medical Academy. Bellabog's main hospital wanted him. I have no idea what convinced him to set up down here. A kind heart, maybe.
Why don't you go to him anymore? Free medical care, I don't believe it. Honestly, I don't think it's going to help too much.
I don't want to. I heard that he passed away.
Oh, no.
I should keep my voice down. Don't go telling anyone else about this next bit. I heard that Natasha had something to do with Dr. Vash's death.
Oh, come on.
They say she was jealous that her brother had stolen her patients, so she...
And you believe that? Natasha?
It's just something people were saying. I don't think Dr. Natasha could do something like that.
Is this something that you're trying to, like, convince of yourself, I guess? That it could be possible?
Forget I said anything. Since Dr. Natasha sent you over specially, I'll do her a favor. I'll go to the clinic for my follow-up a little later. Bye for now.
Avoiding a follow-up visit due to money issues.
Yeah.
I should find another patient to talk to.
No, I think it's such a, like, a normal thing, though. People do that all the time, where they... Oh, it's Sela? Wait, is that another companion quest? So at some point... Is there going to be a Sela companion quest? No way. Okay, remind me we have to go there and see... Or is that a part of this quest? Is there a way to check the map? How do we check the map again? Like this button here. Oh my god. It could be a Sela companion quest. That sounds so cool. That sounds so fun. Let's talk to more patients.
Where have you been? What was that? Oh, you'll have to be louder. My ears aren't what they used to be. Everything's muffled.
I want to ask why you're not going for your follow-up.
Huh? A follow-up visit? Is that what you're asking about? Natasha's a wonderful girl. She always gives me a thorough checkup. But at this age, it's rather a lot to bear. Even if they could cure me, I'm sure I wouldn't be around for long. I don't want to waste it.
Oh no, you still deserve a quality of life at your old age. Like 100% you deserve a better quality of life. There's no time wasted where health is concerned, right? Yeah, 100% you should listen to Dr. Natasha.
Not for youngsters like yourself. When you get to my time of life, good health is a bit of a luxury.
Yeah, I totally get what what there's, you know, I get it, right? I get it. But also at the same time, I'm kind of like in a state where it's like, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's like, I still feel like you should, you know, strive for a bit. I know it's hard, but like, you deserve a quality of life no matter what age you are.
My husband had the same illness as me, but he never touched the medicine. He wanted to make sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Then, one day,
Oh,
he said
no.
he needed to take care of some things at the mine. He never came back. He was forever saying he wanted to go before I did. Ah, selfish old fool.
That's depressing.
I miss him. Now that he's gone, who cares how long I stick around?
I'm sure a lot of people do. I'm sure he's up there caring right now. And we say, let's say Dr. Natasha cares, because I don't want to talk about her husband, like, not knowing him.
I suppose. That girl certainly spares me no
Okay.
effort. But I always feel like I'm a burden.
So one person feels like so there's someone who is feeling like they're a burden, and there's someone who's feeling like that they that it's kind of like it feels wrong for them to owe someone money and they're too proud. So pride and feeling like you're a burden.
Okay, you win. It's off for another follow-up
Awesome.
visit with Dr.
No,
Natasha.
awesome. Like really awesome.
Did you want to say something else?
No, it's no worries.
My ears are terrible.
Have you heard the mutual aid? Oh yeah, I forgot we were actually investigating this part too.
Virtual who?
Mutual Aid Society.
All right, I heard you. Do you have to shout?
Still shouting at this old lady in the street.
I've never heard of any mutual aid society.
Still legitimately in the street. Mutual Aid Society.
Where have you been?
Avoiding a follow-up visit due to her husband. I should find another patient to talk to.
So there's like a lot of like personal reasons here. We haven't heard anything about the Mutual Aid Society yet. So now we have a suspicious patient.
Why haven't I gone for my follow-up visit? Are you a patient too, or did Dr. Natasha send you over?
You have a great voice. You're pretty sharp.
You should head on back then. Thank Dr. Natasha for her concern. I don't need Dr. Natasha's help now. Tell her to save her worries and medicine for other people.
Did you have a dispute with her? I'm through seeing her too, or did you have a dispute? We'll ask this.
A dispute? No. She's the only kind-hearted doctor in the underworld.
There you go.
I just don't really approve of her methods, that's all. Too idealistic and no real efficacy. She tries to save everyone, which means she can't save anyone. In the end, it's the patients who suffer, and she just tires herself out.
So he thinks that she can't, because she helps everybody, she can't help anyone.
Miners like me don't have time for lengthy treatments. If I can't take something and get right back to work, I may as well lie down and wait for death to come knocking.
Man.
Did you, know Dr. Vash?
Here we go, Dr. Vash coming up again.
His wonder medicine is cheap, and the results are immediate.
But isn't Vash gone?
To, be willing to, take a little risk.
Wander medicine risk.
Dr. Vash's medicine is different. Lots of people make a full recovery after taking it, but some get worse, and the unlucky ones check out early. Even knowing the risk, most people fight tooth and nail to get hold of the medicine. You know why?
They're willing to gamble with their life? I'll say I have no idea.
You've clearly never been in really dire
I mean, I guess that makes sense. If you're in a horrible situation, cheaper medicine does sound more appealing.
When life forces you to the edge, you'll throw yourself at any opportunity, even if it means risking it all. For people like us, a slow and torturous treatment is the same as a death sentence. If it's between that and a quick result, we'll take the latter.
So he's saying that, like, he'd rather take a chance and get a quick result than a slow and painful. Because again, illnesses can take a while to cure. That stuff can be very difficult to overcome, and it takes time and effort and all this stuff, you know, and it can be very, like, disheartening and depressing, all this stuff.
Forget it. Why am I telling you all this? Dr. Vash is dead anyway.
Where can I get this wonder medicine?
What? Now you're interested in the wonder medicine? Listen up. The Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society is still selling that medicine. I can tell
There's
you
the
where
Mutual
they
Aid
trade,
Society.
but there's a rule. You must not tell any of this to Dr. Natasha. You hear? If you break the rule, you'll face the consequences.
I'll take all the consequences you wanted me to take. I'm breaking the rules.
Here, take this. It's the address.
I'm gonna break all the rules.
Warning. Do not reveal this information to Natasha.
I know where to find the wonder medicine. What should I do next? That patient didn't want me to tell Natasha about this.
No.
Should I listen?
No. Let's tell Natasha first. Yeah. Like, I ain't keeping secrets from our girl. You know what I mean? Natasha. This guy just sees, don't tell Natasha about it. Sure. I just hear some distance. Natasha. Natasha, I got some news. I got some news. There's Julian over there, isn't it? Yeah, it's Julian and Alina. Watching it out.
Well, are you hurt? Let me take a look. So the Mutual Aid Society found Vash's research.
She didn't want to say brother.
Now they're selling this so-called wonder medicine to patients.
So I'm guessing that she did have maybe she had an issue with the wonder medicine.
Any organization doing something like this is interested in more than just mutual aid.
Okay. The patients wanted me to keep it a secret from you.
I'm not surprised. They'll know that I'm completely against them using this wonder medicine.
And I'm not totally for it either. You know what I mean? I get why they would want to go for this. Like, you know, being ill and sick is tough. It's really tough, and how long the process takes, you know?
What Vash left behind is nothing more than reagents and experimental byproducts. The word medicine doesn't apply here. I warned the patients countless times, but seems like they had their heads in the sand all along. No wonder they kept the Mutual Aid Society a secret from me. Thank you. Those patients weren't exactly singing my praises. Thank you for having faith in me.
Yeah, but I think deep down they all know you're good, right? I think everyone knows you're good, right? It's just I think the last one to me, like the idea of like, oh, she gets around to everything, so she can't cure anybody. I don't know. I feel like that's like probably like a gross misunderstanding from the perspective of someone who is in a very tough situation as well. If you're a minor who's like, you know, feels like there's nothing there for you. If you're an older person who feels like there's no hope for you. If you're someone who doesn't have any money, all this stuff can feel very daunting. But Natasha does more than her best, you know?
If you're curious about Vash's wonder medicine, you should ask some of the patients in the clinic. See what they have to say about the effects.
Let's go. What do you think about the wonder medicine?
Some people say that Dr. Vash was a saint who came from the overworld to help those in need. I don't buy it.
Okay.
People's doctor. That's just what people who've bought into the myth like to say. Vash used to distribute free medicine all the time, but he couldn't have cared less about the people taking the medicine.
Right, okay. So she's saying like, oh, they called him a people's doctor, but he actually, you know, he like couldn't care less.
The hard truth is that we were just his test subjects. It didn't matter if the medicine worked or not. What mattered was having a constant stream of willing lab rats.
And that's why he gave it out for free, I guess?
Of course, I can't control what anyone else thinks. That's just how I see it.
No, that's fine. That helps a lot. Different perspective. So I think he like was like willing to give it out so much for free was from her perspective because like it was a interesting way to test things, right?
The medicine Vash left behind. That stuff. Can you even call it medicine? I know Dr. Natasha's here, but I have to tell it like it is. Vash had zero medical ethics. He didn't deserve the title doctor.
No, this is all helpful, by the way you're putting this.
He may have had the capability, but he didn't use it to help anyone. Whenever I went to see him, he never even asked about my illness. He just prescribed me his so-called wonder medicine. If it were you, would you have taken that medicine?
No, I wouldn't have. Honestly, and like it's just because like again I understand the pressure that other people are under, right? If I take this medicine it's gonna work out, like, and you're taking a risk because like again like the process of getting better, especially from a serious illness, is tough. It's painful. It can be it can feel demoralizing in a lot of ways. It can make people feel a lot of different ways, you know, but the process is there as a process because in most cases it has to be that way, you know.
Are you hurt? Let me take a look.
I still haven't worked out how to convey it to you. The issues surrounding Vash. My relationship with him. The things he's done in the underworld. It's a long story. I'm guessing you've heard a lot of different opinions on Vash. What do you make of him?
I think he was a doctor with zero medical ethics. It's tough for me to say. I think he's insane. I think this is probably the best way to put it.
I want you to go and visit another patient, a victim of the wonder medicine. I want you to see the real consequences of abusing that medicine.
Sure.
Once you've understood her situation, come back and tell me what you think. After that, I want to ask for your help again.
Yeah, this seems to be something that is like, you know, again, is personal obviously to Natasha as well. It's her brother. But you saw there she didn't even want to call him my bro. She's like my bro and Vasha. And I think the reason why that is obviously because like this is a not only probably like a stain on the medical like aspects of like things, but it's also like the idea that like, you know, she works like tirelessly to help people constantly in this place. She actually cares so much about people and to be like, and to, you know, it can be a hard reminder, oh, this person's related to me, right? This person that has done this stuff and what this medicine does is related to me. That can be a very tough thing to think about.
Who are you?
Lonely woman, by the way. I'm a friend of Natasha.
Who? And...
Oh, dear Lord. Are you kidding me? You haven't introduced yourself yet.
Where's my husband? And
oh,
where's
stop.
my child?
What did this medicine do?
Where are they? You know where they are?
That's horrible.
Right?
That's horrible. I'm afraid not. Are you okay?
You don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows. Where did they go?
This is horrible.
Here, child. It's best to leave that poor lady in peace.
Man.
Let me explain.
Her mind is completely destroyed.
That poor lady. Both her husband and child became ill and passed away.
Horrible. They must have been seriously ill, and what made her become like this?
Yes. Before her family passed away, she was a carefree young woman. Her husband and child caught a mysterious illness. The symptoms weren't grave, but their livelihood was certainly impacted.
So they lost money?
In order to try and rid themselves of the
Oh.
illness once and for all, they bought some kind of wonder medicine.
No.
Who would have thought their condition would deteriorate so rapidly after they began using it?
So it was 110% preying on the fact that someone was down in their luck. 110%.
The two began to suffer terribly, such that death then became a blessing. It wasn't long before they departed this world, one after the other.
That's way more serious than I was even thinking about. Again, like already giving fake medicine or wander medicine to people is already a big deal, but like the fact that it had this kind of effect.
From that moment on, she became as you see her now. If Dr. Natasha hadn't taken her under her wing, well, it doesn't bear thinking about.
It sounds like poison.
And yet, what more could have been done? They were warned about the medicine.
No.
They were told about the risks.
Here's my issue with this, right? Here's my issue with this. And again, I know they say old lady isn't saying this. Yes, you can be warned about the effects of something. Everyone knows. Literally every single individual knows before they do something like this. Knows there's risks, right? But if the risk wasn't there in the first place, they wouldn't be able to do this. It is though 100% of the blame is on the person who, in my opinion, who was doling out this medicine and preyed on the fact that they were down in their luck, that they were terrified, that they had no chances left. And the thing is, do you think that those parents would do that with their child? Like, do the freaking medicine, give their child the medicine, give themselves the medicine, if they thought there was other avenues? This is 100% preying on the downfall of people.
Talking about it tires me out. At least my husband and I are able to help her where we can.
You're very sweet.
I just hope that one day she can lead a normal life again.
It doesn't, it just bothers me. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Because it's not like, it's not like the father of the two was like, it was like, you know, hey, honey, we can just take this medicine and everything will be okay. You know, it was like, they were clearly down in their luck. They were clearly having money problems. They were clearly in a state where they couldn't support themselves anymore. They were looking for any avenue to heal this. And this thing came along. And again, it clearly is for people that are probably too scared to go through a full regiment of like being cured by Natasha, or it's a situation where they don't have enough money and they're worried about ever being able to do this. Very disgusting to me.
I wish you all a journey that is free of illness.
Did you speak to her?
I did. It was very upsetting.
By the look on your face, I'm assuming you've come to understand the wonder medicine all too well.
Yes. The people selling that stuff are devils. Those medicine dealers prey on our weaknesses, yes.
Be it Vash or the Mutual Aid Society, forces like that can take full advantage of the typical underworld state of mind. Let me tell you a story.
Please.
There was once a brilliant overworld doctor with unmatched pharmaceutical skill. The doctor was set on developing a medicine that would steel the human body against the cold. He named his research project Blizzard Immunity.
Whoa.
But his research met with obstruction time and time again, the biggest factor being a lack of test subjects. Tampering with the human immune system carries huge risks.
Of course.
And nobody in the overworld was willing to submit themselves to
Oh,
such
stop. And then of course the underworld, you were talking about the underworld mentality there.
As such, the doctor got in touch with his sister in the underworld.
Stop.
Claiming that he wanted to support the medical effort below ground.
So did he trick Natasha?
Naturally, his sister was overjoyed.
That's horrible. That's so horrible.
After all, as far as medicine was concerned, her brother had always been the standard she'd strive to attain.
And she's saying she looked up to him? So at one point, yeah, as you said, he was great.
She brought her brother underground and entrusted him with her clinic and laboratory.
Oh no, I bet she feels so like apparently to blame for this.
I think you know what comes next.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I doubted you before. It's hard to believe he was your brother. I don't think I doubted you, but...
Issuing free medicine to the needy was just Vash's way of conducting experiments.
It's so dark and so disgusting to prey on people like that.
On some level, his reagents were able to alleviate the patient's suffering, but nothing more. They would forget their pain for a while and neglect their regular treatment.
Again, forgetting the emotional side of it, right?
The result? Patients with mild illness would attribute their recovery to the so-called wonder medicine, while patients with serious illness would quickly deteriorate and sometimes die.
This guy was awful. This guy was so awful. And you can tell why she doesn't even want to call him her brother anymore.
I cannot accept that their fate was simply the result of misfortune or risk. No true doctor would.
100%. I'm on that side too. The whole idea that's like, oh, well, like they rolled the dice. It's like, okay, like, no, they were preyed upon.
That's why I want you to help me recover all the wonder
Yeah,
medicine.
I'll destroy every bit of it.
Are you willing to take on this?
Send me anywhere. Yes, somebody has to do the right thing.
Thank you. This will be hard for the people that have come to rely on the wonder medicine, but it's up to us to remove this false.
I will destroy it.
You mustn't hesitate. Recover every last reagent that Vash left behind. I'll take responsibility for the consequences. Don't worry about that. Go. I'll be waiting for the good news.
Jesus Christ, like legitimately like a very like scary and it's in Rivertown, a very scary and horrible situation. And I feel like as well, like with the way Natasha is talking about it, like of course you're gonna take some of the blame for it in your own mind. Like, you know, she thought, oh my god, my brother who's an amazing doctor, I'm gonna bring him down below to the underworld. And again, no one in the overworld's gonna accept this because they probably have like, you know, all the state-of-the-art medical care, you know, and of course things are changing now. But like her brother then realized, okay, I can use people who are down on their luck, who are scared, as test subjects. It's almost treating the underworld as if they're not even human. You know what I mean? It's horrific. Absolutely horrific.
Stop right there. No one's allowed up ahead.
Vagrant, stop it. Hand over the wonder medicine.
Oh, playing the hero, are we? Is this a stick
Sure.
up? Wait a minute, you're that clinic woman's lackey, aren't you? Did you think the Mutual Aid Society didn't have its own intel? She's after our medicine and sent you here to smash the
Yes.
place, right? Men, look lively and send this idiot packing already.
Is the music too low now, do you think? Or maybe it's just in the part that's low?
I shall be the judge.
No. See, I turned down the music because, you know, people said it was a bit too loud, which yeah. But again, if it's okay, I didn't see anyone complaining last episode, so I think it's okay.
You'll pay for that.
So cool. Her move is so cool. Let's go. I have no problem destroying every bit of this. Investigate. The box of medicine labeled experimented numbers. This must be the Wonder Medicine Mutual Aid Society was talking about. Can't be all of it, is it? You suddenly hear footsteps behind you?
Well, look who we have here. Your reputation precedes you, outsider. I didn't take you for a bandit and a...
Stell's better than me, because honestly, I'd be already beating the hell out of him. Like, if I was Stell, I'd just take out the bat and start swinging. Who are you?
You listen here.
You listen here?
President of the Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society. The medicine we hold here is lifeblood for many of our members. Are you sure you want to deprive them of that?
Rose said, you listen here, Stell, get him.
Those poor patients.
Oh, God.
Along comes a life-saving wonder medicine, only to be snatched away by a shameless bandit like
Get him.
you.
Let's get him.
The underworld is full of sickness. What would happen if we left it all to that clinic to treat? My Mutual Aid Society has relieved that doctor of patients at the end of the road. Shouldn't she be thanking me?
Natasha would never give up on a patient, and she'd never work with an imposter like you.
Seems like you are quite bent on dismantling our operation.
And dismantling you.
Fine. Seeing as you came all this way, it'd be rude not to give you the opportunity. Men, seize the medicine.
Oh, buddy, you don't know what's happening here. Yeah, we have less ability. Like, this team is not great for having, like, abilities and stuff like that, but it's fine. You know what I mean? It'll be fine.
Recount.
I'll see you off.
We've entered the storm.
To guard and defend. Crush them.
And I know it's two members. There's 2 members of Harmony as well, right? I understand that too. So obviously we can change it. But yeah, I just choose some characters that I wanted to level up anyway. Nice shot. I do miss March and Dawn, if I'm being honest, but like we can always use them again. You know what I mean? But we were gonna have to like use different party members eventually. You know what I mean?
I shall be the judge.
This battle is unavoidable.
Like it was gonna happen eventually, that we had to use different party members. You know?
Settle this. Receive divinity.
Let's make it quick.
Nice shot. Oh no, they have the shield up though, don't they? It's okay. It's okay though.
This is serious. By the will of the ten Lords decree, hereby.
Yeah, and there's the attack and speed boost. Because I think it probably might be redundant having Bronya and...
What did we ever do to you? Why are you taking away our money?
That's it, it's just a moneymaker. Yeah, maybe having Bronya and Hanya is a bit redundant, but yeah.
Moneymaker? So you admit it then? You're not in this to save.
Oh, Natasha's here?
You're in it to get rich.
What are you doing?
Oh, she came. Oh, she arrived. Okay.
Oh, as if we didn't have enough trouble already.
Oh, I love how you're shaking right now. I love it. I love it. It's actually my favorite thing in the whole world. It makes me so happy.
Selling fake medicine with false kindness. You should have expected trouble to find you sooner or later. I have a responsibility to protect the well-being of my patients. Or to put it another way, I must eradicate any and all threats to them.
Oh my god. What a way to put it.
You can't save everyone. The underworld is teeming with sickness. How could you possibly pull it off?
You're right. I can't save everyone alone. But if I must, I would sacrifice food and sleep to treat them.
That's the thing. Natasha's not delusional. Natasha doesn't think she can save everybody, right, on her own. But she's working so hard to do so.
The debt that Vash owes to the underworld rests with
Wow, because she brought him down here.
All I can do is help everyone to the best of my ability.
And she didn't know, right? She did not know. 100% the full blame of this rests on Vash and these people.
So stubborn. In that sense, you're no different from your crazy...
She's so different.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Your actions today have saved many underworld families. I'll find a way to dispose of Vash's leftover reagents. Next time the Mutual Aid Society wants to whip up a quack cure, they'll be out of luck. Let's go back to town. I still owe those patients an explanation.
Right, but can we beat this guy up a bit? Where is he? He got away. No, they suck. They suck so bad. There's this like... and I hate the justification then, where it's like, no, like you can't do everything by yourself. Like again, they'll try to justify their actions in any way, shape, or form here. But Natasha is like such like a sweetheart and has been helping so much. And as you can see, we said, remember the first thing we said when we saw her? And again, that shows how intentional and cool the character designs are in Hoyo games and in Honkai Star Rail. It's like the fact that like, oh, the two people are there.
Patients have surrounded Natasha. Let's hear what they're
You know what I
saying.
mean? Like I remember I said, oh, she has tired eyes. I said that. And that's not, again, I always have to say, that's not me being like, I'm so smart, I know and kind you know. It's more of a case of like the game really designs these characters really well.
What are you saying, Doctor? The wonder medicine is out of supply?
Yes.
Correct. That medicine is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Wildfire has cut off the supply chain. Your ailments need rational, scientific treatment. Relying on pseudo-medicines will only worsen your condition.
Rational and scientific, huh? The way I see it, you're just jealous you lost your patient.
Oh my god, why would you even look at it this way? Yeah, Natasha of all people.
Natasha like that. Where are your manners?
Man, please think for a moment. How can you still be siding with her? That wonder medicine was working fine for us, and now it's gone because she wants it to be? How can she...
I understand your anger, but as your doctor, I ask you to trust my judgment. I will find a way to access more medical resources and help you through your struggles. If I must, I'll get help from the surface.
And again, everyone's working together now with that stuff too, but I love that she interrupted him there as well. I love that she did.
The surface. I almost forgot that you were an overworld big shot.
Again, I understand that as well, by the way. Can I say, like, the frustrations they have with Natasha, I think, come from an inward frustration as well. And not even inward frustration, but frustration of, like, their own illness, how that makes them feel, how it makes them feel kind of like, as we said, degraded. It makes them feel like they're less than in some cases. So I do understand that they're, like, have this anger, towards, like, medicine in general. But, like, Natasha is, like, I'm like one of the most easily trustable people to me in the underworld, and she made a mistake and now she's trying to make up for it.
Have some respect for Dr. Natasha.
If it's respect she wants, she better find a replacement for the wonder medicine fast. If not, I'll tell everyone about how she set up.
Set up. But Natasha, no. I understood how you were feeling a second ago. I will hurt you.
I'm out of here.
How you set up, oh my god. Set up Dr. Vosh. And she's working so tirelessly to help so many people. Look at her. Look at our gal. Oh, that upset me. Oh no, that upset me. No, he won't even be able to utter a word, and Natasha won't even have anything to do with it. She won't even have to feel bad about it.
All a journey that is free of illness.
That's so. And again, the reason why it's bad is because, again, she's working so freaking hard. She's working overtime. She is tired as heck. And all to do this in a morally upright, upstanding way, in an upstanding way, right?
Oh, you're here. I apologize. That must have made for uncomfortable.
I will find him. Yes! I'd like to straighten out the loud by myself.
Don't let your emotions get the better of you. If I were in his shoes, I might well have had the same reaction. Now I need to focus on treating the patients and dispelling their...
And I said this. I literally said it 5 minutes ago. That I understand the frustration that they have because it's horrible. It can only be like, you can only imagine how horrible it is, right? To have like an illness that you can't treat and you find something that, I mean, he might have like something that like it's curing some of the symptoms, right? But it's not curing all of it, and eventually it's going to do more harm than good. It can be very scary. It's terrifying, right? But the whole idea of framing this as like Natasha did something to Vosh, that's what I can't stand, right? That's what I can't stand. At that point, I'd step in. No problem whatsoever.
Let's leave it for now. I'll feel a lot better once I've gotten rid of this mess that Vash left us. Now's as good a time as any to tell you Vash's whole story. If there's anything you want to know, don't hesitate to ask.
Was he your biological brother?
No, but I used to think we were so close
that's
that
interesting.
we may as well have been. I actually grew up in the orphanage. It wasn't until I was adopted by an overworld family that life changed for me.
Kind of like Bronya getting adopted. Well, obviously she got adopted to be like the next guardian, but you know.
My adoptive mother always saw me as her own flesh and blood. And Vash loved me like a sister. That is while we were still young.
But that changed?
My adoptive parents belonged to a prominent medical family. As kids, we were exposed to all kinds of medical texts. When we were older, both of us got straight into Belobog's medical school. We were on a path into the medical profession.
So, since they belong to a medical family, they were already like learning about this as time went on. And yeah, okay. And what kind of person was Vash?
He was gentle and introverted. But when it came to work, he could be absurdly obsessive, like a completely different person. Whenever I made a mistake in an experiment, he'd bite my head off. And then a while later, he'd apologize and comfort me. He was conflicted in that way.
So you knew this medicine was his work. So, she's saying that like he was I guess like he could change his emotions on the fly, I guess, depending on the medicine. She was also saying that he was gentle and introverted. Okay, so yeah, his work was the thing. Okay, yeah, his work was the thing that kind of like changed his like he like at one point maybe he took it very seriously. So you knew this medicine was his work?
I didn't know he had leftover reagents in Rivet Town. I was shocked when you told me. If you fail to make a clean break with the past creeps up on you.
Did he really pass away?
That's a long story. Ever since he was little, Vash had always wanted to develop a medicine called blizzard immunity. He saw the human body's vulnerability to cold as a disease, and wanted to cure it so that humanity could survive the eternal freeze. If he succeeded, people would be able to leave Belobog and rebuild their homes in the snow plains.
So this is actually like a very interesting... Sorry, I'm just always thinking about what she said, but it's actually very interesting... like, and also like a very noble thing to want, the idea that people would be able to like, you know, because it is one of the biggest issues with Belobog, right? Brief silence? Is that, because that's what she's saying, right? You know? Yeah, like that's, yeah, because I like when she said brief silence, I was like, is this worse than I was thinking? Because I think like it's a noble vision to have, right? To want to be able to like cure people's vulnerability to the cold so that they can like start building on the outside.
I do
Yeah,
admire
it's noble
and perseverance, even though blizzard immunity always seemed unachievable.
Yeah, but like to me, it is like it's a very noble thing to want as a kid, especially, and very sweet as well.
I knew his research in the overworld wasn't going well. I used to write to him and ask him to come down and stay with the kids in the orphanage for a while. I thought it might help take his mind off his research. But I was too young to know what long-term frustration could do to a person. It changed him.
Yeah,
Terrible
and chip away at you as well. I guess with all, yeah, it can chip away at you.
During his stay in the underworld, he met patients affected by fragmentum corrosion with mild symptoms. Compared with non-patients, their bodies reacted differently to hot and cold. And that fascinated Vash.
Okay.
He began to simulate mild fragmentum corrosion, thinking that it could lead to
Wait.
breakthroughs in developing blizzard.
Simulate on the people?
Those reagents of his aren't cure-alls for critical illness. That doesn't exist. Vash made the reagents to mitigate the suffering of his patients in the short term. A convenient way for him to observe changes in his test subjects.
So all, yeah, short-term cures, and we kind of got that vibe, like from what people were saying as well. In the short term, people would feel better, right? But then over time, it would get a lot worse.
But behind my back, he had been doling out the reagents to residents who were kept in the dark. When it finally struck me that something was wrong, his terrible research had already turned him into a madman.
That hurt her to say. That hurt her to say. He lost his last shred of humanity?
Indeed. And it all happened under my nose. How ridiculous. My judgment was clouded by trust in a love.
I mean, that happens, doesn't it? Like, it's so easy to, like, you know, see the good in the person, in someone you love, and see the good, especially when someone had such a noble idea and want and wish, you know, it does, it's hard not to see them like that forever, you know?
When his experiments were exposed, I spent a long time with Oleg discussing how to handle the aftermath. This was shortly before the underworld was sealed off. There were hardly any Silvermane guards remaining. We spent ages trying to find a way to handle Vash. In the end, Oleg suggested that we banish him and permanently deny him access to the underworld. Had his victims found out the truth, Vash would have been torn to pieces by furious underworlders. I was young and weak at the time. Oleg must have worried about how I'd react to such a scenario, or he wouldn't have suggested banishment.
So he just didn't want her to see Vash getting, like, destroyed and, you know, basically, like, you know, possibly killed right in front of her, you know? That's, it's a horrible situation from Natasha's perspective, because, like, what is happening here is that, like, it must be so hard for her to, like, you know, talk about this, because there's not only a pain in her voice, but, like, recounting this type of memory and these feelings about someone you love that turned out to be different in the end. It has to feel like, you know, the way she's talking about it is like she lost a loved one over and over and over again. And every time she's speaking a line, it's like something else happened that made her feel like she, you know, did something wrong, or that she should have realized something. And that can be very difficult. Banishment isn't a particularly harsh punishment. You two did the right thing. I don't think right now, right. My personal take is he should have gotten a crazy punishment, right? But right now, Natasha is recounting this and it's clearly hurting her. I don't want to, like, add to any of that pain, because she already knows the horrors of this thing that, you know, she's recounting, you know?
I hope so. The day I learned the truth was the day I no longer recognized my brother.
So she didn't even see him the way he was before. That was gone.
Oleg and I took Vash to the overworld. He made his final request to us. To take him outside the city to the snow plains he'd always wanted to conquer.
And this is the word conquer is so weird, isn't it?
His figure gradually disappeared into the snow curtain. I've been telling myself that Vash is dead ever since.
Oh. So the idea is, like, it's easier, and not easier because it's not easy, right? But, like, in her head, it's a finale. It felt like at the time it could be like a finality to this, right? If I see him going off into this distance in this place that he wants, that at one point meant a lot to him, I can conquer this place. I can make sure that people can live out here. It both has this remnant of, like, who he used to be, while also at the same time, it's easier seeing him disappear into the distance in her mind, into the snow, than seeing him die completely.
Forgive me.
No.
Vash was a terrible brother and a worse doctor. That's all you need to know.
No, please, do not worry about that whatsoever. It's actually, like, you know, it's clearly very much hurt Natasha to recount this. It took a lot of effort, and she does so much for other people that, like, I would listen to her 10,000 times a day.
Let's call it a day. Thank you for cleaning up the mess my brother left behind. Here, for your trouble.
Horrible stuff. Slices of life before the furnace. Genuinely, like I feel so bad for Natasha. And, like, that whole story to me, wait, Natasha, sorry to bother you. Right after, oh, there might be a part 2. There might be. And to me, it's so, we'll look at all our messages now in a second anyway. To me, like, it's so, like, where are our messages? It makes so much sense the way, I love her phone cover. We probably got so many messages right now. They stack up a lot. Look how much they stack up. We won't read all of them today. I'll read some of them next time. What we'll do is, like, maybe read Natasha, Branya, Himiko, Clara, I guess. And, like, we'll read the named characters maybe. Right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I shouldn't, like, when I get these, I should read them. That's my problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll read these 6, right? We'll read these 6. But yeah, it's a horrible situation, because you could hear in Natasha's voice, she is like, it's almost like she would rather him be dead for good in her mind right now, at least, because that is easier than imagining, you know, that her brother that she used to love is still out there, or not even still out there, but that you know, a banishment is to her. I don't know how to say it. It's like almost like she feels like it could be easier to think about this person, because again, I think a lot of times through that conversation, she was thinking about him when he was younger. Even when she talked about the snow plains, it was like, oh, when he was younger, he was doing all this stuff. He had this noble pursuit. He really cared about medicine. We came from a medical family. We all cared about this stuff. And it can be so difficult then for both of you to go on this path, to trust someone so much, maybe to look up to someone so much, and then to have them turn out like this to the point that you don't even recognize them anymore. And it's such like a powerful image, the idea of her, like, in her mind, watching him recounting in her head the idea of him disappearing into the snow plains, and that's how he died, right? And that's a finality to her, but it's clearly not a full finality because she still thinks about it all the time. She knows that's not how death works. And in her head, like, it was probably easier for her to put like that band-aid over it so she could move forward as quickly as possible at that moment. It's still a very like dark situation. And it's a sad situation. This idea of a doctor who did care so much about his patients turning basically to like this darker side out of frustration and years of, because again, you're talking about like something, as we said, is a very noble pursuit. The idea of wanting people to live outside in the snow, to be able to, pursue that dream of growing crops again or building new houses, having new spaces for people to live, building new towns and things like this out in the snow. That is a noble vision, a noble dream to have. But obviously the frustration of not being able to pull it off, the frustration of him doing all of these different experiments not working out, over time it chipped away at him and he became this horrible, bad, evil, because it is horrible. Like what he did was absolutely horrific and there's no excusing it. And it has to hurt Natasha so much to even think about that at all. It really does. Let's read a few messages and we'll see what's happening here. So Natasha, I wonder if it is, sorry to bother you, Sel. Okay, sorry to bother you, Sel. I haven't got quite the hang of this little thing yet. Can you come down to the clinic when you have time? I have some personal things I want to talk to you about. So yeah, she hasn't, she calls it a little thing, by the way. If she's still talking about the same thing, that means she's like, I'll come right now, yeah. That sounds like to me that she's trying to trivialize it to, because she believes that their Blizzard immunity. I think that she is trivializing it not because she believes it's trivial, but because in her mind, she helps so many other people that she believes that maybe she doesn't deserve the same amount of help because of what happened. She believes she's responsible. So I haven't got the hang of this little thing, if that's what she's talking about. But I still feel that Natasha feels that way, right? Is the idea that like, that I'm partly responsible for this and I have to do. And it's probably why she works so tirelessly, is because she wants to make up for like that one mistake. Thank you, Sel. When you're leading the organization like Wildfire, it's easy to forget that everyone needs someone to rely on. Thanks for having me. Thanks for making me have this feeling again. So she relies on us? So Blizzard immunity. Okay, Blizzard immunity. And then we have Bronya. My speech at the Golden Theater is about to start. Oh my god, you definitely are never. Oh, this is before this. I'm so sorry. This is why we have to read them when we get them. Seems like I did a good job hiding it. You didn't notice. Do you have any tips for relaxing? Have a chat. Always works for me. Always works for me. Like what we're doing right now. True, I don't feel as nervous anymore. That is a sticker. They're calling for me. I need to go. Thanks for the tip. You can do it. Maybe it's a different speech. Okay, cool. And then we have Himiko. Stel, Herta said she has something good for you and wants to go back to try to simulate universes. She also asked you if you blocked her. Why did you go see her? She seems excited. I'm scared. So Herta's like, why isn't she replying to me? It's all good. She promised not to bully you. So we have another mission here. There's so many adventure missions. There's so many. That's another mission as well. Pom Pom is saying, Stella, you there? Ah, Stella, you there? What's the hurry? It's something super urgent. Mom doesn't even know what to think about it. The train is long overdue cleaning. It's almost... Oh god. The day is almost upon us. I get it now. So you want me to come back and help cleaning? Look at this Stella face. Not really. But if you went to lay a hand, Stella, that would be great. We're on our way to the nearest Washtopia. Come back and see me when you have time. Oh, that's another companion mission. There's so many companion missions as well. Then we have Herta. Ruin May's at the space station. Ruin May. Decide to eat Ruin May. 81. I called her the Screwlum here to talk. And the Screwlum here to talk about important matters. Come back when you're free and introduce yourself to her. That way she knows who's the person who's been testing the simulated universe. Oh, there's an orange mission. When the stars of ingenuity shine. So is this the trailblazing mission? Yeah, trailblaze continuance. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. People were telling me about the trailblazing continuances as well. We have for Clara. How are you? Big sister, are you free lately? Of course, what's the matter? She's adorable. Actually, the robot settlement has been met with some issues recently. Big sister, come have a look, please. If you have time. Dora will be right there. I love the way she calls us big sister. Thank you, big sister. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Savaris. Oh my god, it's a Clara companion mission as well. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. We have other ones as well. Yeah, we'll read these maybe at the end of the episode as well. I know where I'm very conscious of, like, you know, how I spend my time sometimes, especially since we only do 2 episodes. So Natasha wants to talk to us again. Whereabouts is this? Blizzard immunity, which is is the name of the thing that he wanted to create, right? Blizzard immunity. So this is the next part of Natasha's quest, Blizzard immunity.
Let me take a look.
Do you have something to ask? I'm so glad that Natasha feels like she can rely on us, right? 100%.
You for a moment. I have a favor to ask. Something rather personal.
100%. Whatever you need. Of course. By the way, calling her Nat as well is so sweet.
I want to thank you again for recovering the Wonder Medicine. It meant a lot to me. But disposing of Vash's reagents isn't enough to solve the medical supply shortage. Many of my patients can't be seen promptly, and my stock of medicine is running low.
Okay.
Thanks to you, the route to the overworld through the furnace core has reopened. I'd like to use it to return to the surface and see if I can get some help.
If you need recovery meds, I've got some in my bag. We could say this.
Funny as always.
Do you appreciate that, though? If you want me to be serious all the time, let me know, Natasha, because I know it can be annoying sometimes when someone's joking, you know?
Remember my adoptive parents I mentioned to you a while ago?
Yes, 100%.
After the reopening of the furnace core passage, I had an idea. I wrote a letter and asked Sampo to deliver it to my parents' old address.
Okay.
I didn't have high hopes, but amazingly, Sampo brought me my mother's reply.
Sampo being a gentleman, a rare occurrence.
That's exactly what I thought when I got her letter.
I actually thought about the other day, and I think someone said it in the comments, and it was instantly like when like maybe go, oh my god. But if Sampo never brought Bronya and us down to the underworld, Balebog wouldn't have been like saved as it was. Maybe in the future it could have been, but it's so interesting that like the chain reaction of Bronya and us going down to the underworld saved Balebog. So in a way, Sampo saved the whole planet.
Mom said they still live at the old house, but they're not working on the front lines anymore. They should still have some connections in the medical school and the hospital.
And I shouldn't say he saved the whole planet. It was obviously like everyone's effort, right? What I'm saying, he started a chain reaction, because I feel like that's like saying like, you know, if there's a fire and a person goes, hey, there's a fire over there, fireman, and the fireman puts out the fire. The fireman put out the fire, but also thank God the person notified the fire department. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
If I'm lucky, maybe I can convince them to send extra medical supplies to the underworld.
That'd be fantastic.
Of course, that's not the only reason for me to go back to the surface. I can't wait to visit my parents again.
That's awesome.
And I can tell from my mom's letter that they feel the same.
I'm getting like fluttery feelings. That feels so good.
If possible, I would like you to go with me.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I won't say no to you.
Wonderful. That's such a relief. I've sent another letter to my mom telling her to find us near Fountain Plaza. Don't worry, I know my way around the administrative district.
That's great. No, I've no problem helping out here with this as well. Blizzard immunity. Slice of light before the furnace. So we have to go to the administrative district. Oh my god, we're going above with Natasha again.
If there's nothing pressing, let's take a walk.
Saval messaged us. Look how good I'm being, guys. Watch. Stella, are you there? When I was cleaning, I found 2 coupons for the afternoon tea at the Goat Hotel. Do you want to come along? You can actually clean. Why not, Pela? Free drinks, count me in. It's a date then. Whoever stands the other one up is a snow mouse. Let's meet beside the lobby. I'll be waiting. Wait, when are we meeting? Hello, you there? Oh, very cool. A Serval companion quest. Oh my god, they're like really going deep into these characters, right? Very cool. And like there's a Clara one now, there's a Saval one, there was an Arlan one, there's an Asta one. Like genuinely, we're getting like really deep into these characters, and I'm very happy that we are.
This place doesn't seem to have changed much from what I remember.
Interesting, especially since you know from the perspective when you were a child.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, I got distracted watching the crowds. Look at the busy flow of people. Life in the overworld carries on as usual, as if nothing has happened.
And that has to feel weird, right? The idea that you know, in the underworld you've been through so much, but the overworld just like goes, right? Like it's not, it's separated in a way.
We're a little early. I've got an idea. I want to buy my mom a gift. You're more of an overworld local than I am now. Any suggestions?
Are you serious? Oh, we're actually like considered overworld local. How about flowers from the Everzoomer florist? How about watching a play at the Golden Theater? The Neverwinter Workshop? I think flowers are always like very safe, right? Flowers are always a very safe option. The Neverwinter Workshop. Right? I think flowers are always like very sentimental. They can mean something. They can be very pretty as well. I think a play at the Golden Theater is also amazing too, but that requires like sitting down for quite a bit, which, you know, you never know if someone like is into movies as well. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's you never know. You never know. So maybe try the florist.
Flowers, huh?
I think it's a safe bet.
That's a great idea. I've been underground for so long, I almost forgot what flowers.
Incredible. Again, we're getting this perspective of Natasha coming back above onto the surface. We know that she wasn't able to take a break for so long, so being able to see her parents and give them some flowers. And yes, it is a work trip at the same time, but also getting to see her parents, give them some flowers, have a little chat. So good.
Flowers it is then. Can you lead the way?
Yeah, because I think movies are great. I think movies are fantastic. I think that, you know, the idea of, you know, giving someone like something from a workshop, great and stuff like this, but like I think the safest bet in this situation is flowers, because even if they don't like flowers, they know the thought of it is there, right? It's like, oh, like, yeah, I don't like flowers, but oh, thank you so much. The thought of this is so kind, and they look pretty. Even if you don't like the smell of flowers, they look pretty. Yeah, it's just thoughtful. We're actually going in. That's awesome. Oh, wow, this place is gorgeous. Look at the lighting even coming in. This is such a pretty place. I can work here for years.
I'll take this one.
Eversummer. Was that always the name? Seems I was too young to get the irony back then.
And Natasha's reminiscing, and this is so interesting seeing someone reminisce as someone who lived in the underworld at one point, you know?
Sorry. I don't mean to sound cynical. Maybe it simply represents the people's hopes up here.
I mean, I suppose, but like, can I say as well though? Like, I think it's great that like, you are looking back at this stuff because it's such an interesting perspective.
Now that I think about it, sending flowers is quite the tradition in my family.
Great.
Mom, Dad, Vash, and I, whenever something good happened, we sent each other flowers to celebrate.
Fantastic.
Do you want to hear a flower story?
Let's hear one now. What's your mother's favorite flower?
Each year for their anniversary, my dad would send my mom a bouquet of ball peonies wrapped in red paper. I heard that ball peonies represent love that knows no end.
Wow.
It does fit their marriage.
What was your father's favorite flower? That's actually very sweet. Again, that's what I'm saying. Flowers can mean something, and you know, we like. I think it's such a beautiful thing to look at, as we see here. Like, it makes the place look so bright and vibrant and fresh. You know. What was your father's favorite flower?
My father is a famous surgeon in Belobog. Because of his fame, people in medical circles paid great attention to his surgeries. He always had a lot of stress to deal with. Each time he finished a tricky operation, my mom and I would buy a single stem of sunshine and then pin it on the chest pocket of his apron.
That is so sweet. That's what I'm talking about. I love little stories like this. And like, it's such a contrast, right? From the last conversation we had with her where she was like so down in the dumps, and rightly so, like, you know, and so sad about Vosh. And we're going to have to ask about Vosh again, by the way, or Vash. But like, it makes me so happy to hear her having these happy memories as well, you know?
Sunshines represent warmth and love of light. For patients on the verge of death, my dad might have been the only light to penetrate the darkness around them.
Again, probably getting her values, I guess, from her parents as well. You know what I mean? The idea of like looking up to, like, that's someone to look up to as well, right? Someone who is the light in the darkness for people, you know? What's Vash's favorite flower?
Vash. Out of everyone in my family,
Of course.
I think he probably appreciated flowers.
Of course.
the most. Still, I remember the day he received his offer from the medical academy. My parents took me to the florist, and we bought him the most expensive marquise stem in the shop. When we gave him the flower, he failed to hide his smile.
Oh my god.
You can't imagine how hard it was to get him to smile.
That is, again, the idea like of having a brother who like is it's so hard to find a way to make them smile. And flowers clearly like hold such significance for her now, for Natasha, not only for the stuff with her mother and her father, but it made her brother smile. And what's your favorite flower? Which is very important.
As an orphan, I never knew my birthday. My adoptive parents took me to the overworld and made the day I joined the family my birthday.
That's very sweet.
And each year on that day, my parents would give me a bouquet of first snow. And the number of stems represented how many years had passed since I joined the family.
Oh, okay.
I only found out later that first snow represents beautiful memories. My parents gave me a beautiful childhood.
That's amazing.
And I still haven't had the chance to thank them for that.
We're now, not only are we getting the perspective of Natasha last time of like why she does so much for the people down below, like of this guilty feeling, but also she had like two wonderful parents that she could look up to. And at a time had a brother she could also look to as someone who was pretty like reasonable at the time as well. But it's very clear that she was given such a happy existence for the longest time. And she's used that happy existence as a way to give back to other people as well. Very, very cool. Very, very cool stuff. Natasha's amazing. I love this so freaking much. Are you kidding me? So you have to wave when we usually have to go, hello? Sorry, I got lost in thought. Oh, she's not voiced? Welcome, what can Flores Vasquez do for you? What flower should I pick for Nat? Okay, interesting. Because we know the peonies are what her mother used, right? The first snow was for Nat. The marquise was for her brother. The sunshines were her dad, right?
Oh, ball peonies, is it? 1 second. I'll get it ready.
Yeah.
For you.
You wait for us to get the flowers for you? Are we going to get to see them?
There you go. Sorry for the wait. Hope to see
Nope.
you again
Handcrafted
soon.
stuff is always worth the wait. Thank you so much. Warm sun. Okay. Ooh, they are pretty, aren't they? They are definitely pretty. Will these do?
All done? May I have a look?
What you think?
Ball peonies. Nice pick. I wonder if Dad still sends Mom flowers on their anniversary.
That's something I didn't think about. That it is like that's how you, but there, I already thought about her favorite flowers. I guess it is like the flowers her father would send her, like their mother, as like a show of their like never-ending love. But I still think it's cute, right?
I knew you'd pick the right flower.
Okay, there we go.
Mom and Dad will be so happy. Let's go. My mom will be there soon. Best not to leave old folks waiting.
I'm excited for this. I'm super excited for this. This is such a beautiful shop, by the way. What a beautiful environment. You guys know I love indoor environments and I love spaces like this. And I think that designing them, you know what actually made me fall in love with like environments and shops and stuff like this? I played Simpsons Hit and Run as a kid, and being able to go into the different shops and buildings like was amazing to me. Like, I know it's such a weird thing to like love, but like I love being like, oh, look at the way they put the milk over here in the shop. Look at the way they did this. Oh, look at the way they set up this thing in the corner of the police station. Like, it's so like it interests me so much. It's why I always say, and I've said this a million times throughout my playthroughs, if you have a good bathroom in your game, you have a good game. Legitimately. Because it shows care. This shows care. And it doesn't just mean bathrooms. Look at this. This shows a care in a game. If you can get this right, that means you care about your game. Incredible stuff. Oh my god, let's go. I'm so happy for Natasha to have like this scene now afterwards where it feels like we're getting like a much more happier reminiscing than it was before. And there's nothing wrong with the sad reminiscing, by the way. But Natasha also deserves to feel happy and deserve to remember that she has a positive influence on people and it came from her parents, I feel like, as well. She deserves that. Howdy, howdy.
Mom.
Oh my god, I've never heard Natasha speak like that.
Nat? Nat, is that you? Oh, come here, my darling.
So sweet. Is that your dad?
It's been too long, Mom.
Oh, she's like
Too
crying.
long. Sorry. I don't usually get this emotional.
No, it's okay.
How have you been, Mr. Oswell? Thank you so much for taking
Oh, I was
care of
wondering
my
because he looks
parents
very
these last 10 years.
a little bit younger.
I'm doing fine, Miss Natasha. Just fine. Look at you. You've blossomed into a fine young woman. Such a pity that your father...
Huh?
Dad, I was wondering
No.
where he is. Is he...
No. No.
It was
No.
3 years ago, Nat. No need to be sad. He passed away very peacefully.
No.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. For 10 years, I left you both in the overworld. Mr. Oswell, I'm sorry you had to bear all this weight.
This was such a happy thing and it led to this as well. And like that idea of like her being in like the underworld, right? Like there was a clear separation. Like it was a mandated separation, right? She had so much to do and she's going to put so much weight on her shoulders now with this idea of like, oh, I didn't get to see my dad. And of course that's going to be painful. It's so natural to feel that pain.
Don't be, my dear. It is my honor to look after your parents.
It's not your fault that they
Yeah, it's
sealed off
horrible.
the passage between the surface and the underground. Don't be so harsh on yourself, daughter.
Oh my god, but she's probably going to think, oh, I could have found a way and... Oh, Natasha. That's very sad.
Oh, Mom. I have so much to say to you. But, there's an urgent matter that needs your help.
To have Natasha, by the way, who to me was the pillar of strength for us, to have her like break down emotionally is such a beautiful choice, I think, even though it makes me very sad. It not only adds a lot of like humanity to a character who I also already felt was like a very beautiful, helpful, and amazing leader. But now it shows just how much like, you know, the years have like, you know, not passed her by, but like how much she had to catch up on here. Her life has been very strange, and to just learn that your father has passed away while you thought he was still alive when you were doing your job down below, it has to feel so horrible.
I apologize. I wish this were a happier reunion. But there are too many suffering with sickness in the underworld. And you're the only person I can go to for help.
Oh, there's no need to apologize, my child. I've heard of your deeds down there, and I know you've saved many lives. Your father, he would be proud of you.
That's so sweet.
We have many.
The fact that they heard about her and what she was doing as well.
No matter what you need, be it medicine or data, I should be able to get it for you. Be the doctor you always have met. We have all the time in the world to catch
And this understanding, what a mother. This beautiful understanding what her daughter has done for people. Oh my god. I'm like, this is hitting me hard. You discussed the Jesus and medicine supply work in the underworld. Natasha. No, she's absolutely fantastic. She is, and like the fact that she heard about all the stuff Natasha was doing down below. Like, that, it hits me even harder, like, knowing that she, like, that her parents were getting word of, like, her, because, like, what that says to me is that, like, yes, she lost her father, and that's never going to be easy, right? And yes, she didn't get to see her parents for a long time, but her parents all this time were hearing about their daughter and thinking, like, probably being very proud of her as well. She's a great mother.
She's always been there.
It's very fantastic what she said there.
With her help, we'll be able to ease the underworld's medical supply shortage. That's good news for patients who'd lost hope.
Yeah, 100%.
I really wish I could spend the whole day talking to her about the old days. But sadly, now is not the time.
You deserve a bit of time off, though. I know what she's saying. Like, she's such a fantastic doctor, and she said, "Be the doctor you're always supposed to be." Her mother knew she was going to be like this from a young age, it seems.
Let's head back to the underworld. We need to spread the good news.
How proud her mother might be.
Natasha, one moment, please.
Oh. Oswell.
Mr. Oswell, I thought you headed back home with Mom. How come...
I apologize, Miss Natasha. As a matter of fact, there's something I have to tell you in person.
Something that Mom isn't supposed to know?
You haven't changed a bit. Smart and sensitive.
Oh. I love them talking about her.
The matter is, in the first 2 years after the passage was closed off, I received many letters
Whoa.
from Master Vash.
What?
Oh, no.
Are you certain, Mr. Oswell?
Of course, miss. I recognized his handwriting. You'll see what I mean when you read the letters yourself.
This is a pretty big deal.
Actually, those letters were intended for your eyes only. The delivery address was the underworld.
Oh, okay.
Because of the sealing off of the passageway, the letters were sent back to your old house. To me.
I don't understand. Did you not show them to my parents?
I wonder if he wanted to respect your privacy in that moment.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, he did not.
I opened one of them out of curiosity. Master Vash stressed in the letter that your parents must not know what happened to him.
So they don't even know.
That's why I put the letters in a secure place, waiting to hand them to you when we could meet again.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I did the right thing, Miss Natasha. I just didn't want your parents to feel that their son was so close and yet so far away.
No, I can kind of get it.
Do you have the letters on you, Mr. Oswell? Let me take a look.
Of course.
This is so crazy to me.
You can tell it's the young master's handwriting.
Man, this game doesn't give you a moment's rest, does it? Like, we're just like high emotions now to be like a little bit of fear as well, right? Oh, God. Natasha, how have you been? I hope you're doing well. I am, as stated in my previous letters, envious of you. You always show unwavering kindness to your patients. I'm envious in your inherent compassion. I remember giving a speech on stage when I first started school. Waving my arms and advocating for the development of blizzard immunity. In hindsight, I was a fool. During my final days of medical school, I became increasingly stubborn and withdrew into myself. Experiments and ambitions consumed my heart, and the patients who were supposed to be in my care were progressively ignored. Natasha, I dare not beg your forgiveness. I owe the people of the underworld too much already. I might have spent the rest of my life as a madman wallowing in my convictions if you hadn't agreed to my self-exile. The cold has revealed to me my arrogance. How can a child who grew up in the warmth ever begin to comprehend a cure to a bitter cold? Thank you for giving me one last chance to discover the answer. I live in abandoned houses under broken roofs and continue my experiments. One step after another, I've made breakthroughs. I'm trembling not because of the cold, but because I can feel I'm getting closer to the answer I seek. I become a pariah. Unable to return to civilized society in order to face my parents, but I didn't despair because I discovered the meaning of my existence. I had a feeling I was on the right track, so we continued his experiments. The regions I developed in the underworld have a serious flaw. The medication only addresses the issue of organ hypothermia and failure and will be caught in a never-ending vicious cycle of consumption and recovery. I should have changed the focus of my study a long time ago and tried to figure out how to raise the temperature of the organs and the body in a controlled manner. Natasha, thank you very much. You helped me find the missing piece of the development of the blizzard immunity?
The cold has revealed to me my arrogance. How can a child who grew up in warmth ever begin to comprehend a cure to bitter cold?
So he's saying that, like, how can someone who lived in like in certain conditions understand what the other conditions are like that you're not in?
Vash didn't give up on his research into blizzard immunity, even after he left the city. I live in abandoned houses under broken roofs and continue my experiments. One step after another, I've made breakthroughs. I'm trembling, not because of the cold, but because I can feel I'm getting closer to the answer I seek.
That excitement trembling, right?
If what's in here is true, then Vash must have built a lab somewhere in the snow plains, and even made progress in his research. But how can that be?
Do you believe it?
There'd be no point in him lying to me in the letters. Still, it's possible he may have gone completely insane before he started writing them.
Yeah, but this is like, man, the amount of like changes that we've had here, like in this mission so far, like to this high, like I literally, the last episode was so emotionally draining for Natasha, and then we went to, but she found someone she could rely on, like emotionally, in us, and then we went to a moment where we thought we were going to have this really nice day out, and there was like really happy emotions. I was feeling so good, and Natasha was feeling so good, you know, and then we went back to this again, and once again, everything's going around in her head 1,000,000 miles per hour. She said that she used his vision of him walking off in the snow as a way as to say he died, but it's clear from this letter that he didn't. And if he's telling the truth, then he's alive out there somewhere, could be alive out there somewhere, and it opens up a whole new possibility and old wounds. It opens up a bunch of different avenues.
I need to leave the city to recover my brother's research data. Are you willing to come with me?
Yes.
Leave the city? You are taking too much risk, Miss Natasha.
I'll be honest with you, Oswald. I understand what you're saying, and I agree it's dangerous, but like, I don't think this is going to get off her mind until she does this. This is going to be on her mind forever if she doesn't do this.
I know, Mr. Oswald, but I have a hero.
Oh
with
my
me.
God.
She saved the underworld. I'm sure she'll protect me, right?
Always.
Vash, it's been so many years. Are you still alone in the blizzard?
You see what I mean? No, it's all these new thoughts entering your head.
Oh. Ignore me. I'm just talking to myself. Let's go. It's time to face my past head on.
I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for it just because, like, again, while I think that, like, Natasha has in the past while, I think has gone through more than most people would like. Because again, it's one of those things where, like,
such harsh cold.
The wounds are being reopened, right?
It's hard to imagine anyone surviving in these conditions. Unless blizzard immunity is real. Let's hurry up. We need to find any clues that Vash may have left behind before both of us become ice sculptures.
Yes. And no, I love that she's talking about the harsh conditions, because again, banishment in the snow plains, it could mean certain death, right? But also, like, I do appreciate as well that, like, you know, while this is a very harrowing experience, I know for a fact, and you guys know for a fact, she would not have, we won't fight these enemies over here right now, but we know for a fact that she would have not gotten this off her mind. This has been a tumultuous, I know, like, it's not supposed to have happened in the same time, but for me, like, I'm seeing them one after the other. And regardless, I think that we know she was thinking about all that ever since the last time we talked to her canonically, which could have been a month ago, could have been a few weeks ago, could have been a few days ago, to now, because she texted us and was like, oh, thank you for giving me someone to rely on, right? I think that's, like, so important to note that now she has, she was about to have a beautiful day with her parents. She was reminiscing even about Vash as well. And then this has changed things once again. And without truly finding out what's happening here, I don't think she would ever truly rest, right? I think so anyway. Oh, nice.
Eternal sleep is not the dead return.
Like, how could you? This is information about your brother. There's, like, a whole bunch of, like, unanswered questions that you're wondering, like, what could it be? What could have happened?
I shall be the judge.
Let's settle this.
Recount. Lend me your strength.
Nice shots here as well. If we can actually get something going here.
We've entered the storm.
It's a very support-heavy team, right? So maybe like, and again, I understand that like it's not obviously perfect, right? But I just wanted to try out some of my new characters today as well.
I shall be the judge.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice stuff.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Yeah. And he did say that he got his research wrong, right? He did say that like he should have done it in the opposite way. The way he was doing it was not gonna work out, right? And he also said that he acknowledged that he neglected his patients and he became pretty much a terrible doctor, you know?
Here, this looks like lab equipment. Maybe Vash left it behind. Still, it's all just used test tubes, beakers, and other vessels. There's no sign of any sample reagents or lab notes for that matter.
Maybe things were too harsh here for record keeping. Maybe his memory's too good for lab notes.
Oh, I know my brother. He's meticulous when it comes to medical experiments. There's no way he wouldn't document his results. I want to go deeper into the snow plains. Can you press on any further?
Yes, 100%.
Gosh, the temperature keeps getting lower, but we can't give up halfway.
Trailblaze protects me. It's you I'm worried about.
No need. Don't you underestimate the leader of Wildfire.
And the burr, the cold as well.
Let's press on then.
I love that they're not like shying away from the fact like, you know, that it is cold out here. They're trying to show us how dangerous it could be out here.
This may not sound like me, but I hope that deity the architects worship can grant us some luck.
I love that like in this situation as well. It's like hopefully we can have something here as well. So this is the letter we got before, right? Yeah. It's like I like, even though I don't believe in this stuff, like Jesus, something could just save us out here. They're doing a really good job of showing us like how dangerous it would have been for Vash out here as well. Even though we know how dangerous this place already is, because like we know people don't live here anymore, right? I still think it's very oh god, there's like soldiers over there. I still think it's very interesting the way they're doing this, right? I think they did it in a very fantastic way. Like
rules are made to be broken.
The emotional aspect is moving us forward, while the actual physical aspects of the cold are making this kind of like a dangerous situation to show how willing Natasha is to go forward and find out about the research that her brother was doing and find the research her brother was doing, while we're like doing it so much because we actually really like Natasha and would do anything for the people we've met in this journey so far.
Give it up.
At least that's the way I feel about it.
Recount.
I really like this move as well, by the way.
By the will of the 10 lords, the 10 lords' decree, hereby ordained.
Nice shot as well. Good stuff. So I wonder if we're gonna have to battle these guys up here. Look at them.
Citizens? Outside the walls? Hey, you two! Stop!
And they're so shocked by this as well because of how cold it is, right?
That's a Silvermane guard. Is he yelling at
I think
us?
he is. I think he definitely is.
Oh, I'd almost forgotten. No one can leave Belobog without authorization. Looks like we need to talk our way
I know
out.
Bronya. That's what I'll say. I know Bronya.
I can't say you sound suspicious, but I can't just take your word for it either.
I know Bronya. I'm Japard.
Captain, look at her necklace. Maybe she's telling the truth.
Interesting voice.
It's the same as Dr. Vash's.
Whoa.
My brother does wear an identical necklace. Do you know him?
Are you really his sister? Dr. Vash saved a lot of my
Wait, for real?
Saved your soldiers?
Yes. Take a look at the guards patrolling outside the city. All of them are risking their lives.
And Vash was helping them?
Aside from the monster-related casualties, we lose men to frostbite every year. But thanks to the medicine the doctor leaves us, my soldiers are able to withstand the cold. They can make camps in the snow plains as footholds for our patrols. If it weren't for the doctor, we would have long since frozen to death.
So maybe he found... Like, here's the thing, right? Obviously, it doesn't excuse all the horrible stuff that happened to the people down below. And we know this, right? But it sounds like he found a way to, like, actually help people and become the doctor that he was supposed to be.
Medicine. Blizzard immunity.
Wait, he actually... Wait. So people were actually able to withstand the cold? Where is Vash now?
We don't know. Dr. Vash is elusive. My squad only met him once, and he didn't seem like the talkative type. He leaves the medicine at specific locations, and our patrols go there to collect it.
That's so interesting. So, like, maybe he did make some strives? Because he did say he was, like, that the missing ingredient was probably to come out here into the cold, right? That's what I got it from anyway.
Extremely potent. A small vial could keep someone warm for a week.
That's huge. That is huge.
Speaking of the doctor, it's been a long time since we last saw him. At least 2 or 3 years.
He made a freaking breakthrough with that stuff then.
So he really did have a breakthrough.
Yeah. And I wonder if it is because what he was saying, like, you know, being in different conditions changes your perspective.
Oh, did the medicine have any side effects for you?
Side effects? Not that I know of.
Crazy.
If there were a problem, it'd be that we couldn't go back to the city until the effective...
Oh.
Because the city would be too hot for us. We'd break a sweat
Interesting.
sitting idle.
So you have to time it properly. You have to do if you're doing a week-long patrol, you have to take it at the start of the week.
Thanks for the information. We're planning to head deeper into the snow plains to find my brother.
Seems like you made up your mind. I'd really like to send
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
We can't leave our posts.
It's so interesting meeting Silvermane guards in random places now, and they're actually very nice to us.
Here, take this medicine. If what you two told me is true, I'm sure you're more than capable of handling yourselves out there.
Thank you, Captain. We'll take it with
Beautiful
us.
stuff. Right? Beautiful stuff. Was not like, again, because I generally saw Silvermane guards and thought, oh, maybe we're gonna have a battle. But of course, like, we're on better terms with the Silvermane guards now, you know. But I think it's like maybe you guys probably got the same feeling that I did. Maybe you would get the same. We can warp here, right? Yeah. You guys probably got the same vibe that I did, maybe.
Hold on. That's a big guy over there.
But they actually were like, Medvash, and he made a breakthrough with his freaking medicine, and there's no side effects.
Did you see that? There's something on the monster's back.
Yeah?
Oh, the blizzard immunity. Shall we drink it? It's your call.
Let's fight some enemies, right?
I'm ready.
Should we have drank the blizzard immunity? Do you think? Let's go with... We should have used our ability before the battle, obviously, but hey, we're here now. Bronya's gonna have to do the brunt of this.
Take this. This battle is unavoidable.
In terms of breakthroughs, right? We can still do some good damage to these guys.
Eternal sleep is not the dead return.
This is serious. I shall be the judge. Lend me your strength.
Let's make it quick. Yeah.
Nice bit of damage there as well.
Rules are made to be broken.
I'm gonna restore ourselves just to get that ability where we get our healing every once in a while. We should have used it beforehand, obviously. Now 2 of us are frozen.
Denial. Recount. You'll pay for
Yeah.
this. Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm.
This ability is so cool. The actual look of it itself. Like, look at that. Like, even like there, like, we go from chip damage to doing actual, like, you know, like, not terrible damage at all.
Eternal sleep is the dead return.
With an attack boost as well.
This is serious. I shall be the judge.
Like, it's actually quite nice.
By the will of the 10
And we can
lords.
choose who we give the ability to. So yeah, let's just give it to Stell.
The 10 lords decree, hereby ordained.
I'll see you off. Bloom.
Your assistance is timely.
Everwinter Rain. Yeah, this team obviously I can definitely see like the reasons why this team wouldn't work. You know, just because I feel like we need having more of a variety would probably be very good. But I just wanted to use these characters anyway as like they are, you know. I'm not really just like looking for something really skillful yet, you know. More just looking for something fun to use and like just to try characters I definitely want to try. And we can find different teams as we go forward as well. But all the characters in this team I definitely want to use as well, just like Dan Heng and March I want to keep using too. They're characters I definitely want to keep using going forward.
That was my first time seeing you in
Oh, for real?
You've got some moves, don't you?
Did you not see us fight Savarog?
The underworld. Let's have a look over there. My gut tells me we should find something connected to
Sure.
Vash. These are records of his experiments. It's Vash's handwriting. This must be the location of his final lab. Come have a look.
Do you think we're actually going to find something there as well? I think it's just like, again, you know, the research is almost secondary.
His last experiment was nearly 2
You know what I mean?
years
To me,
ago.
it's more the emotions behind
What
this
happened after that?
that will come along with finding out his research.
But his notes seem to suggest he was working to improve blizzard.
That seems like he did it.
Brother, where are you? What happened?
Let's call it a day, Nat. Again, you can see how much this is affecting her as well.
Sorry. I needed to take a moment.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
After seeing the letters Mr. Oswald kept for me, I was hoping things might have ended differently. I shouldn't have asked you to come.
It's no problem. I do it again. I do it again in a heartbeat. You miss him, right? Of course she misses him. Even though he was a horrible person, you can't deny, or he did horrible things, I should say. You can't deny the feelings of like growing up with someone and the way she talked about the flower and stuff. There's clearly happy memories there. Yeah.
I can't forgive him for
Exactly.
what he's done. Nor can I say
It's
I
a
don't miss
natural
him.
feeling to have. You have happy memories with him. You have those happy memories with him. And you can acknowledge he did these bad things while also saying like, oh my God, I missed the person that he was before all that.
Maybe I should feel glad. The medicine might not have been what he wanted it to be, but it came to something. Maybe he found some inner
I wonder. Too bad his victims would ever share that piece. I mean, it's true. It's true. People remember Dr. Vash. I don't know what, because I think both these answers are basically saying like he still did some horrible stuff because like people will remember him, you know? I think maybe being more honest in this situation might be good as well. Because to me, this is the more gentler approach, but it's also saying like, hey, people will remember him as something at least, you know? You know?
They'll remember him as
Exactly.
a murderer, as someone whose evil
And that's what I kind of meant.
experiments brought
That's what I
right
meant.
to the innocent. Vash doesn't deserve to be remembered as a
Yep.
doctor. I know that
Yep.
very well.
That's what I was saying, like, and that's why, like, I think maybe I don't know if the game maybe meant that he'll be remembered as like a good thing. I meant it as like kind of like a gentler approach to saying that he did bad things, if that makes sense, because he did, right? But I guess maybe the game meant it as like us probably saying like, oh, he might be remembered like in a good way too, you know? I don't know.
But maybe this blizzard immunity can now bring benefit to others. Even if it was me.
If it has no side effects and it can work to help these soldiers and stuff like that, especially when Belobog needs like that kind of like restoration right now, because it's still not going to, you know, the Celeron is contained, but the Fragmentum's effects is not going to be receded fully for a while.
Human beings really are conflicted.
Oh yeah.
forms.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll take his records and data with me and continue what he started. One day the world will see a perfect blizzard immunity.
So she's going to continue it?
Before we leave, I'd like to ask for another favor. The last one, I
Go ahead.
promise.
So, and again, when she says humans are complicated beings, it's so true. Like, she knows that he's horrible. We know what he did was horrible. We knew that the stuff he did. He doesn't deserve to be ever called a doctor again. He doesn't deserve to be praised. He doesn't deserve to be remembered in an amazing way or anything like that. But she can also acknowledge, hey, like, I want to continue his research. I want to take these notes that he started and do something amazing out of them. And also, I remember who he used to be. You know, when she talked about that flower and that smile he had that day, it's very clear that she still remembers the good parts of him, and she can't help that whatsoever. Oh, a headstone. So this is like a finality. Okay.
That should do. Hope it can withstand the snow.
Very interesting. So this is going to be like a finality for her, I guess. Is Vash worth doing all this for him?
I don't know. It's just something that...
If it helps Natasha, like, I'm all for it. If it helps Natasha, 100%.
People write things on headstones, right? Let me think. Here lies Vash, my brother. That'll do. Thank you for helping me. I feel like a great weight.
And that's good. That's really good.
So long, brother. Hope you don't forget Dad's teaching. A doctor does not get to choose his or her patient, my children. Remember, never say no to those who come to you for help.
And Natasha 100% lives by that. Fantastic. Fantastic quest. And I wonder if that is the... Oh, Natasha become a visitor to the Express. You might come across Natasha when you return to the Express. So if you finish their quests, they become visitors on the Express. And we raise the trailblazing level as well. We might go back to... Balebog, just to have a chat for a bit about all this stuff here. Yeah, because I think all of this was like absolutely fantastic. I thought the Natasha quest was fantastic. I really loved the Asta quest as well. And the Asta quest really was a story of like two characters that cared about each other greatly. I guess like two characters that cared about each other greatly. But didn't know how to express it, and were like very worried that each of them hurt each other. But in the end, I think it shows how close they are and how much they actually like mean to each other, right? The fact that they were able to like, the fact that they're both like that, he was worried that he hurt her, and she was worried that he hurt him, but in the end, it was just a big misunderstanding. It was like, I guess, a funny thing, but it also shows how much they think about each other and how much they care about each other. And how much they would never want to hurt each other, and how much of a good relationship they have. And I really feel like that was like a very fun and beautiful quest at the same time. I love the dynamic that we saw there with Dan Heng and March. I love seeing them do their own jobs outside of us as well, which is really cool too. It really made the that whole quest made the whole station feel really alive. And then when it comes to the Natasha quest, the first quest really felt like it was kind of like an introduction to what Vash was. And it felt like he was a character that like really is like did despicable things. There's no way to go around this. There's no way to sugarcoat this. What he did ruined lives, killed people, did horrible things, preyed on people. The medicine preyed on people as experiments to forward his research, because obviously the pressure had gotten to him to the point that he needed this research to be fulfilled. And what actually fulfilled the research in the end was going out in the cold and realizing that living under like very comfortable conditions, not that comfortable enough conditions. I'm not saying if the underworld isn't comfortable, you know what I mean. But living in certain conditions isn't going to help you understand the other conditions. It's like, how can you really understand how to protect, to build something to protect yourself from the rain if you've never been in the rain? And I feel like he definitely realized that as well when he went out there. I think he desperately probably realized as well how much he had hurt his family and hurt Natasha. And in the end, he probably realized what the wrong he had done, but was able to kind of like fulfill his research in the end. But all the horrible stuff that he'd done, I think this quest also showed that Natasha is someone who helps people endlessly and will, no matter what, will help people tirelessly, no matter, like all the time, day and night, nonstop, because of something her father once told her. And she kind of gets the idea from her parents, and that morality and that work ethic that she has to help people is from her parents. And it sounds like at one point her brother had that too, and she really believed that her brother could be someone that could do that. She brought her brother down to the underworld because she believed that he was like a good and virtuous person. She'll always probably blame herself for that point because she feels like if she never brought him down there, all this stuff would never have happened. And it's really hard to not think that way, especially like when you're so close to someone and you're going to be thinking about that person quite a bit as well. I think that this quest was like a very good, like not finality, but like a way to, like, as she said, lift the weight off Natasha a bit, because Natasha is someone who we know is amazing. And in this quest here, in both these quests, she got to come to terms with the fact that her brother did horrible things, but it's okay to miss her brother. And now beforehand, she kind of like made herself believe that he was dead, right? In her head. Oh, I believe he's dead because that's going to be the easiest way to go about this. But now I don't think she believes he's dead, but I think she believes that the person that she knows is gone. And that the research that he's built now with no side effects that could actually help people, if she improves on this, then she can not only make herself that weight that she feels for, it's probably never going to leave her, but that weight that she feels for the guilt that she feels can be lifted a bit if she's able to improve this research. But also at the same time, she can also feel like that part, the good part of the research is the good part of her brother that she can also like move forward as well with and keep with herself. Some beautiful moments like with the flower shop. It was so pretty hearing her recount all this stuff. So nice hearing her recount all this stuff about her family. It's so normal to have complicated feelings the way Natasha had. And I feel like this whole quest was those complicated feelings of, my brother's a horrible person, but I love him. Or at least I loved who he used to be. And it's very difficult to come to terms with that. And I think it's so amazing the way that they told the story. In the end, we found that he did help people, but as she said, he doesn't deserve to be called a doctor ever again. But at least she can finally put the idea of him to rest, take his research, improve upon it, and then that can be the way that she kind of like moves forward, not only to honor her parents, but maybe honor her whole family and maybe alleviate some of that guilt that she feels, even though I don't feel like it's her fault, right? I want to make that clear. I don't feel like it's her fault, but I feel like she feels like it's her fault, which can be very a hurtful thing as well. I love these companion quests. I think they're absolutely incredible. I love, getting to know the characters better. Getting to know Natasha, Asta, those encounters are going to be so fun. We're going to do more of them going forward. And also those trailblazing continuances, we're going to be doing those as well. We're going to be doing past events and all this stuff also. And then we will be also going to a new planet at some point as well. I am 100% so excited to keep getting to this stuff. This was a beautiful quest with a beautifully sad, melancholic conclusion. But I am glad Natasha feels like she can rely on us now and that she has someone that she can, look to as someone who helps so many other people to I guess, find out that, like, not only is her father gone, but her mother has been without her father for 3 years. That has to be difficult. So to know that she can rely on someone, she can take us out into the snow, she's not bothering us, has to feel very good. It has to feel like she can relax a tiny bit, and I think that's fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. Thank you so much for watching these episodes, and I'll see you for another episode of Honkai Star Rail next Thursday. They might be a little bit longer with the companions quest stuff happening. We'll see how it happens. We'll see how it goes. If you like me doing multiple of these in one episode, let me know. But thank you so much to TyFire2, Jamie Bull, Jonathan Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, this is Felix, Yuld, Radish, Anusa, Deathtrap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Shakugan, True Peanut Butter, Peter Stelson, Heck, SR Fiji, Leon, High Casparian, Jared Beanham, and my YouTube member of the Heist here, Blasco. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.